Welcome to episode 10 or 22, depending on your reckoning of the Gilded Roleplay Sky King's Tomb. If you look over here, all the way over there, you can see we're level 4 now. If you look here and here, you can see that it's Pride Month, and we're happy about that. I am the transgenders. I transed my gender. It is Pride Month, and I'm trying to be prideful because last month was Wrath Month. Um, which we're
Who
cycling through
could
the
say?
sins. Don't worry about
Of course.
it.
Only 7
I
months?
There's 7 months, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know.
And apparently it's the time of the month that all three of you get to redo your subs. I'm assuming Matt's coming in a few seconds.
I, I actually did mine last
Oh,
stream.
did
I
you?
was gonna say, I think
Okay.
Matt's happened already.
Yeah, I need to get it synced back up.
Well, I am still dumbfounded by Jordan's 64-month streak, which is made all the more impressive by the fact that we did not stream for 21 months. Um, thank you for your dedication and commitment, Jordan. Jordan knew we were coming back when no one else believed. Um,
I believe. There's a couple of people I believe in too, but we won't
yeah.
get into that.
Okay. Um, so, um, game happening. The end of last session, Baroom died, and then
Sort of.
didn't die. Died, but the body is dead. The soul is still around, because Baroom's soul was forcibly sucked into a soul gem, which allowed the previous occupant to shunt themselves out and into their respective afterlife, whatever that happens to be. So now Baroom is stuck in a big robot that, fortunately, Archie is a really good engineer at all times in his life and has never worried about this ever. And fixed up all the damage that they did to the robot. And it is not really a robot. So I should stop saying that. It is a soulbound doll. The only thing animating it is your soul. Like, there's no hydraulics or anything like that. It's just soul and wood and chitin. Carapace? Chitin?
Okay.
I think those are similar.
I think chitin is a material, carapace is like a biological structure.
That makes sense. What is the difference?
I think you can have a bone carapace.
Carapace is a specific part of an exoskeleton. Cool. Alrighty. Anyway, I'm hella quiet. What the fuck? God damn. Why did my microphone volume go down? Now I should be much more audible. Thank you for pointing that
Hello.
out.
Thanks, Shadows.
Yeah, thanks, Shadows. My microphone is really dumb. Actually, I think it's my operating system is really dumb. It just turns down the volume on my microphone for no reason. So yeah, that happened. And then I believe you briefly discussed how the fuck do we get Baroom's soul out of this gem? To which Krohan replied, I don't know, but I know a guy who might.
Mhm.
And name dropped Valahask, who will ever so conveniently, hopefully, be at the Tolor Family Festival, which is soonish. And depending on how long it takes you back to Highhelm, I actually have a time frame for once for when that is.
Ooh.
It's not
Is that just
Schrodinger's festival?
It's
nebulously in the future?
Nope. It is, in fact, currently 17 days from now.
Okay.
Oh my god, I forgot. I can climb now.
You can climb now. Speaking of which, I went through your character sheet and applied all of your skill proficiencies to each of the skills and added the attribute modifiers of your new form. You'll also notice that your mental attributes are different. And that is because I looked more into soulbound dolls and found this line in the description. The soul within the mannequin has problems properly expressing itself and displays rudimentary control over the host, often resulting in childlike behavior anywhere from curious or sadistic. And I just took that to mean, okay, I'm going to have all of your mental attributes. So
Okay.
your +2 int became +1, your +4 charisma became +2, and your +0 wisdom remained +0. Largely I did this because previously you had a total of like +18 compared to Grom's +9 total, and I was like, no, I need to do something about that.
I'm a creature that a standard party of 4 could kill at level 4, I think. Is that how Pathfinder math?
A moderate encounter is 2 enemies of the same level.
Gotcha.
So you are roughly equivalent to 2 level 4 PCs right now.
I'm a moderate encounter. Or no, I'm an easy encounter.
Well, you would actually be a moderate encounter for the other 2. Because they're half a party.
You hear that, you two? I'm a moderate encounter.
I will say that moderate encounters are supposed to be encounters that you can overcome with very low chance of fatality, unless...
We eat moderate encounters for breakfast.
Sure.
And sometimes they eat your bard.
The encounter that you just had was an extreme encounter, because you were 3 level 3s, 3.5 because you have Crowhun with you, versus a level 4 creature and a level 4 hazard, the haunt. Big ouchie. Anyway.
And somebody died because of it.
And someone died because of it. And honestly, it was really close. If Grom had rolled 4 points higher on his crit...
Yeah, I know, okay?
What was that a crit with? Like, was that a 2d6 crit or a 1d something?
Well, if
I think
Crowhun the crit
was a
had done
1
anything too.
1d something. It was a 1d6. I think it was my spear.
Yeah. He was also Crowhun the average for a while. Like, come on.
It was 1d6. So if you had rolled 5 or 6 instead of, a 1, it would have died and Baroom would not have. Because Baroom was conscious at the time, but had gone down repeatedly. Anyway, you also put the recording gem into the one of your, or a wound down clockwork spy that Crowhun apparently found like 2 or 3 sessions ago, and I don't know how I put it on his inventory and forgot about. Sorry about that. You should have been able to listen to that before going into this encounter. Oops. Don't know how much that would have changed, but
Nothing.
probably. Yeah, I think that's it for me. I've talked enough. What are you all up to?
Panicking.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think it's fine. Well, relatively fine. We took some time after the fight to recover.
Yep.
And now we just need to leave, right? We have the things, and now it's time to go.
Yeah, I think the plans kind of shifted to help Baroom, which also happens to be going back to Highhelm.
We have to fix me. I want to be back in my body.
Are you sure? You're so tall.
This is horrifying.
Are you scared of heights?
No, I'm scared of me.
Well, I think we have to squeeze back out the door in the other room, right? That's the only way to leave.
Squeezing takes like 30 minutes, right?
No, it's like a minute per 5 feet, and I think it's only 5-ish feet
Okay. I thought it was like
per
10
person.
minutes or something. Yeah.
Given the shape of the rubble that's like blocking the front of this building, it would actually be much easier to just sort of push the rubble out of the building than it would have been to pull from the outside.
Okay.
Also,
You are
there's
quiet again. I don't know if that's me or not.
yeah, no, my operating system keeps reducing the volume of my microphone for some goddamn. I literally just closed the dialogue and it like immediately went back down. What the fuck? Stay at 100%. Stop being different. It went down again. What the
Yeah, stop being different. Just stay the same.
That's definitely the message we're sending this month.
I hate you both.
Can I give Jordan my inspiration?
Yeah, sure. All right. Anyway.
I heard it happen again.
Yeah, it already happened again.
What the fuck?
Why can't you just be normal? Okay,
Oh,
I'll stop
shit.
now. That's enough. That's enough. Jokes.
Okay. I don't. Like, the only thing I can think of is that it's recognizing that I'm redlining and automatically adjusting it. So I'm going to reduce the amount of down modulation I have in OBS. So maybe that'll be okay.
That definitely you had already started to go down and then you just came back up.
Yeah, I went and fixed it again.
Okay. Technical difficulty. Whoa, back up. Matt, are you drinking out of a pineapple?
Yes.
That's incredible. I just look over to see just like the little frogs.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, I gotta have all the different drinking devices.
Yes.
I'll also have my water. So I have water also.
A plus.
I just realized I haven't drank that much water recently, so.
It's probably for the best. Like, it's probably for the best that you drink more water. It's good for you.
No, don't drink water. Kills your buzz.
Stay hydrated, avoid hangovers.
Okay, I just wrote a really quick bash script that changes my volume to 100% every second until I tell it to stop.
I mean, that's one way to do it.
That is genuinely the most used solution to this I've ever heard. That's incredible.
Thank you. Oh, okay. Anyway. Fucking hell.
I'm tall. I'm wearing tall Baroom is wearing dead Baroom as a backpack. and we're getting the fuck out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay,
If
so
memories... Sorry,
one of the things that I did was I updated the Talbarim token to link actor data so that its status is persisted across all scenes, and apparently that wiped out its inventory.
Oh, okay.
So I need to recreate that. I believe I said the bulk was 8.
Dead Baroom. I screenshot
Yeah,
it
I
and
think
put
so.
it in Sky King's tomb because it made me laugh.
Okay,
Dead
cool.
Baroom is bulk 8.
Cool. And then you also have Alchemist's goggles and a repair kit. I believe that was all you had.
Yep. And at
Cool.
some point in time, I will give Archie the alchemist goggles. But for
Oh,
right
okay,
now,
cool.
they make me feel whole.
Right. Did you have Archie draw a face on?
Yes. Oh yeah. We drew
Okay.
we drew a face on me.
Cool.
Oh yeah, I think Archie definitely would do it like the art drawing. Like it's like, okay, I gotta make a line and like find the center line, and then like, okay, eyes go here.
Nice.
That has like a bit of like a rough sketch,
Yeah.
and then eyes.
Great.
He's like, yeah, and then like if you're mad, here's some chalk. You can draw angry eyebrows.
Oh. Okay. So, what is the plan from here?
Back the way we came.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Do we just want to head straight back to the hole? I don't think
I
there's
don't-
any reason to go.
I don't think we owed the lizards anything. Yeah.
No, they were just giving us space to explore. So we've done the explore, and now we can fuck off.
Let them live their lives. Did we all on the walk back? I don't know if I told Baroom remember or not, but did we all see the giant worm shouting, "You killed my friend"?
Yeah, that was part
Yeah.
of the haunt.
Aren, know that. Baroom is saying
Yeah. Oh, okay.
it. Sorry.
Yeah, the roof was caving in, and there was fire.
I
And
thought it was
didn't like
laser
that.
beams from a lizard mouth, or laser beams from a worm mouth.
I think it was like breathing.
Yeah, like it
Fire.
breathed fire on us. Part of the roof collapsed at one point.
It brought back bad memories, and I was not a fan.
I believe I just changed the background of the landing page for everybody.
You did.
Reminiscent of what you saw. I don't think the architecture here is quite so fungal, or at least I wasn't imagining it as such. But like, this is a magma-worm rampaging through a Drathnalar city, so like I feel like that's what this art was for.
Okay. That's really cool. And it was shouting, right? The like, "You killed him" or something to that effect.
Where's Targic, or where Targic? Yeah, it was right through the wall there.
So what I'm thinking is we have to come back here.
Pourquoi?
I don't think so. Because obviously Targic wasn't here.
I mean, I just assumed that we have to go down the pit.
Oh, there's more than one way to get down a pit.
We'd need a lot more rope.
Yeah. Okay. Is our rope and everything still there? At the bottom of the pit?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's at this point that I'm going to sort of a little bit fast forward and just ask, what is the overall what's the overall mood in backtracking?
Baroom is just what the fucking the whole time, but like trying to problem solve.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
I
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I think Archie's a little like freaked out. I don't think anything like this has really happened to him before. So if something's going on in Baroom's, like this is weird. So he's immediately like, wait, is everything good? Did like a joint break or something? Like being really overly trying to be like, I don't know what's going on. I kind of know machines. I might be able to help, but kind of he's freaked out, doesn't know what to do, and is just trying to cling to something that he does know.
Okay.
And I think that I would be focused on what I can do now, and probably not processing this very much at the moment.
Okay.
We can process once we get back to town. We had to get back to town first. Had to be like all business right now.
Okay.
So we're all just compartmentalizing in an unhealthy
very
fashion,
much.
is what I've gotten from it.
Yeah, very much so. We're not in a safe place right now. We need to get to a safe place so that we can have a mental breakdown.
Yes.
Mood.
One thing, and just we can hand wave. Jordan, you had the ability to do the legally distinct gentle repose.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I was not going to have that for today. Today was going to be about legally distinct spider climb. And then starting with tomorrow, because this happened a few hours after we woke up. We did the thing with the plant, and then we explored the lab, and then we...
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So, with daily preparations, I would prepare... What's it called? I want to actually give it the proper name. It's my Peaceful Rest. And then immediately cast Peaceful Rest in the morning.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. That's the only things I kind of had in my head from a mechanical standpoint.
Okay.
I think I would recommend, Grom would recommend probably staying in the giant mushroom the first night, because we know it's a relatively safe place at the top of the
pit.
Yeah.
We wake up in the morning and Fetch has doubled in size.
Oh yeah, Fetch is medium now. Oh boy. Fetch is actually kind of very much so. I mean, well, maybe not mass-wise, and maybe not volumetrically, but I'm imagining Fetch about Grom height.
Mm-hmm.
Fetch is a circle.
I'm imagining Fetch to be like largely dwarf proportioned, but made of rock, so very heavy.
Yeah. Tense like a dwarf.
You're a stone dwarf.
Yep.
And Fetch is a stone dwarf. Fetch is a dwarfish stone. Sure.
Ah, there it is. Done.
So through all of this, Krohan is surreptitious about it, but every once in a while just he's I'm going to establish a pattern, but it's not so frequent that it is obviously a pattern, that he's just occasionally asking for target clan dagger. It's like 2 to 3 times a day. Like, it's not like persistent.
It is consistent though.
Yes.
Probably would have given it to him once we get to the giant mushroom.
Okay.
Because the deal was he could hold on to the pommel gem And since that's no longer a viable trade-off,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair.
and once
Uh-huh.
we get out of the chasm, he can have the clan dagger.
Okay. So in stark contrast to the dour, reserved compartmentalization mood that everyone else is in, Krohan is equal parts giddy and anxious.
I make sure to walk in front of Krohan so he has to make eye contact the whole walk up with my dead body. But the giddier he gets, the angrier Tall Baroom is. I fucking died for you, man, and you're like, hee.
Is there anything in the mushroom house that could be used as, like, I don't know, a poncho or something for Tall Baroom?
Oh, to get rid of the glow?
Yeah, just to, like, put over the pommel gem for when we get back to the city.
It would attract attention, that's true.
I thought you had put something over it.
We weren't talking about the armor.
Oh, right.
Oh,
I
right,
had time
right.
over the next couple of days to reattune to
Invest.
to invest.
Legally distinct attunement.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you would be able to invest the armor, which is going to reduce the weight of dead Baroom by 2 bulk.
Oh, but I can't invest it. Or
Oh, because NPC stat block.
yeah.
But you can equip it and it should work.
Yeah, it's equipped. My AC went up.
Did it?
It went down and then it went up. I don't know.
Doesn't look like your AC is changing.
It went to 18 briefly when I put it on my body. I don't know.
Weird. Thing is, I don't know where the hell that 19 came from. Never mind. That would suggest that you're trained in unarmored with +3 dex. But you're... Oh, but the stat block is... Yeah. So, is the stat block trained with light armor? Unclear.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, it should be increasing your AC by 3.
Okay. Point being, though, the armor after investment now covers front back.
Yeah.
There is no glow, or is there like some glow, or?
It's like light is gonna spill out, but it's not.
Shadow leather, though.
Ooh. I'll allow it.
Okay, great, fantastic, totally surreptitious. I'm sneaking.
Killing it. That gives you a +1 item bonus to stealth, right?
It could. I don't. Oh my god. I have so much total wealth, you guys. Alchemist goggles are 100 gold points. I'm wearing all of my money. Alright.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I'm now clothed, sort of.
Right. I mean, you're reasonably clothed. So
I'm a Ken poo bearing it.
Your armor has to have pants. Like, legs are vital organs. Anyway, on your way back to Highhelm, it is clear that Krohan is relying on his skills as a navigator rather than on some occult sense of direction. And as it turns out, his skills as a navigator are inferior. Not bad, but inferior. What is his survival? He's not even... This is why I hate NPC stat blocks. It's like, we're gonna pick 4 skills to give them. It's like... But they would be good at more things than that.
Oh, well, that wouldn't have helped, so never mind.
Point is, mistakes are made. Wrong turns are taken. But they are identified as wrong turns. Like, nope, this doesn't look familiar. How far back do we need to go before we take the correct turn? So it's taking a
while.
bit longer. At one of these wrong turns, it is a very short detour, like 100 feet or so. The only reason that it was not obviously the wrong direction is because there's a curve in the tunnel. Because it dead ends. And at this dead end is a rough-hewn pit that looks clearly intentional. There are heaps of ages-old stone and dust, dirt, whatever stone turns into when you shovel it or dig it out, in front of this pit. And inside the pit are a half-dozen skeletons.
What size are the skeletons?
Good question.
Medium?
Okay, so not like gnomes or
No.
short folk.
Nope. If you wanted to get a sense of the ancestry of these skeletons, you could hop down and roll some medicine.
Sure. Let's hop down and roll some medicine.
Okay. Before you do that, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Okay. Is this public?
Secret.
Secret.
Okay. So a few things stick out to you as soon as you get down here. First, all of the corpses are face down, facing away from the way that you entered the pit, as if they fell face first into the pit. Several of them have chipped spines, ribs in the back, and they are all manacled. Or were manacled when they had flesh. There are manacles.
Yeesh.
So go ahead and roll medicine.
This also blind?
No, this will be public.
Okay.
No, it'll be blind. Yeah,
Okay,
whatever.
well.
It's fine. I changed my mind too many times. These are very clearly orc corpses. They have the strong jaw lines, broad shoulders, and very thick bones that you would come to expect of orcish people. And notably, no, there's no way to tell that. Never mind.
Is there any way to tell the make of the manacles?
Potentially. With a crafting check.
Sure, I can do that too.
Yeah, while you're down in the pit. Or peering into the pit.
I would imagine you would need to be down in the pit to get this kind of detail. It's 6 feet deep. Oof.
We lower you down.
Yeah.
I can hang from the edge, okay? I can jump that far.
It is difficult to get an accurate sense of where or when these manacles would have been made. But cross-referencing the apparent age of these bones and the state of the manacles, they're really well crafted, which limits the traditions of crafting to a few.
Gnome and dwarf, yeah.
Long-lived races. Sorry, ancestries. Yes.
Is there any way to figure out, like, how long, I guess, this pit's been excavated? Like, how long ago that had happened?
Yeah, how long a skeletonization takes or whatever.
Can I notice any marks on the stone where it might have been excavated out and determine? Can I use like mining lore for that?
Absolutely, you can use mining lore. Okay. So this does appear to be a relatively dry cave, and yet there aren't tool marks anywhere, which suggests that either there are periods at which point water comes through here to smooth things, or this is ancient, and you can't really figure out which.
I mean, the state of the skeletons, the bones feel like they've been here for a long time.
Yeah, so
enough that the flesh is rotted away and the bones are probably brittle.
Yeah, so the bones are fully calcified. The only thing remaining is, you know, the actual. I don't know if calciferous is the right word, but I like that word. The calcium, the rock parts of bone, is basically the only thing that remains. So I'm not sure the rate at which corpses decay, but at least as long as it takes for that, but then past that it's hard to say.
Yeah. Especially if you're talking underground, not exposed to standard elements and
yeah. I mean, could these be orcs from the Quest for Sky?
Mr. Quest for Sky, is that possible?
Yeah, I guess take a look around and see, like, is there anything that would be, was this a normal practice for the dwarves on their way up?
Killing orcs? I think so.
Go ahead and roll some recall knowledge Quest for Sky. Okay. Given that this is a grave of sorts, and the corpses are manacled, this suggests a level of brutality that is unheard of with regards to the Quest for Sky. That yes, the war between dwarves and orcs was non-stop and bloody, but it was a war, not a massacre.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, see, take a look around, like, up above and see if there's any signs of who did this. Like, what did somebody drop something? Is there something, any signs of anything up above to give any type of idea of who or why or anything?
Roll perception, and let's make that blind. So many blind, so many privately rolled dice.
Yeah, that is one thing with playing Pathfinder online, is like we still get to make these rolls where if you're in person,
Yeah, it's literally just me rolling dice the whole fucking time. Like, what's your modifier? Yeah, that is something that I think is really interesting about Pathfinder. One thing that I think would be really, really cool would be, I don't know why I'm holding up that die, that's not a pixels, is taking one of these and blanking all of the faces so the players can roll the die, and the die knows which side is 20, but the players don't. So you get to roll the die, and it just Bluetooths to me so that
That could be fun.
That could be neat. I did not get any of the correct dice for that, though. Like, I would need the, was it the Onyx something? Just like the black. Just full black dice. And then just smooth over the numbers. Anyway, kind of loses something having the... You need uninked dice is the big thing. Anyway, yeah, there's not a whole lot noteworthy up outside of the pit. Like, the tunnel is unremarkable.
What did that ghost say in that haunt in the tomb? Wasn't one of those dwarves like crazy brutal?
That's a question.
But if there's nothing more, Baroom scratches their wood head with their wood hand. Sorry, tall Baroom.
I'm just reviewing I don't have like a list of all of the things that I said as these ghosts, but I have just sort of descriptions of the personalities. Anyway.
Yeah, I think I climbed my way out of the hole.
Okay.
If this didn't become a haunt by now, I don't think it will. So I don't think I would feel obligated to bury them more. I think I'd kind of leave it be.
Okay.
If it's as old as Grom thinks it is, I don't think there's anything to do but kind of let it be.
Yeah, for about 2 seconds, I debated grabbing some of the manacles so that we could sell them, but I figured probably don't disturb the corpses any more than necessary.
I mean, I think these people probably had a terrible life. Or a terrible death.
I was like, how much could manacles really be worth? And even poor quality manacles are worth 3 silver.
And these are good quality
and
manacles.
These are definitely how expensive are manacles? Wait, hold on. I made an uninformed decision. Okay.
Average
I mean-
quality manacles are worth 20 gold.
Okay, I was gonna argue that they lasted a millennia. They might be superior.
Maybe
They
they
can't
were
be.
at the time.
Okay, I was gonna say they absolutely can't be. I'm being a dick. That's 5,000 gold.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to argue for good, and that's 250.
Mm-mm.
If they started as superior, good's not.
Real talk, they
250
probably
gold, I
started
would
as
definitely
average and have since decayed to simple. Anyway.
I won't desecrate a corpse for simple manacles. For
Great.
good? Yeah.
Yeah, once we start getting to the good territory, especially if there's like a dozen of them here, like,
It's a half dozen.
oh, okay.
And
Only
manacles do
1,500
come
Think
in
of how many
pairs.
cantrip cards that is.
Oh my god.
You can get a full set.
Wait a minute. Cantrip cards are magical items.
Are you gonna start you creating your own underground cantrip cards? You're gonna flood the market with dupes?
I would like to point out that in order to craft a magical item that can produce a spell, you need to be able to produce that spell.
Yeah. As
Oh,
long
no.
as long as Squire eats it, Archie can produce the spell.
Right.
Only a cult.
Right.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But my
Also-
point is you can't just use crafting to learn every single cantrip. You have to use money for that.
Which is where
We
the
did. We
manacles
used a
come.
lot of money for that.
Also, I think cantrip cards are a little broken in the context of a witch's familiar, because you're not really supposed to have spell scrolls of cantrips.
Gotcha.
I don't think you're supposed to be able to learn cantrips by feeding them to your familiar.
It's just
My
a bunch of
familiar ate
cantrips.
my homework.
On the other
It's okay.
hand, Jordan can pick from literally the entire list of primal cantrips every day. So is it really overpowered for you to be able to pick from the entire list of occult cantrips every single day? Not really. Anyway, but that's some of the pain of being a spell repertoire class.
Yes.
So
I
if
do think after a couple of mistakes in navigation, I might attempt my hand at it instead.
okay,
And maybe even have
Um,
Fetch do it.
is Fetch better than you at it?
Fetch is an expert in survival.
Oh my god.
We have the same modifier.
Jesus.
Does it, I mean, at the bare minimum, we know we're halfway there if we get back to the corpses from the fight, right?
Assuming they're still there, assuming somebody didn't come along and decide they were food.
There'd still be blood on the ground.
Okay, yeah, there's could be blood on the ground. But
But would you
just
notice-
discolored.
Yeah.
It'd be a darker gray spot.
Fair enough.
Okay. So are you going to actually like verbally suggest like, hey, maybe someone else should lead, or are you just going to quietly keep track of where you're going and make decisions, and if you disagree with Krohan, have a conversation?
I think at the end of a day of travel, in which probably this day with the tunnel, it's like, hey,
Mhm.
maybe you're a little bit anxious. You've got a lot going on right now. Maybe I should take over on the way back.
Who are you, and what have you done with Grom? You're being nice to Crow.
I'm compartmentalizing. Don't worry
Right.
about it.
I'm sorry, that is very true. Compartmentalize.
I'm in survival mode right now. We need to get home.
Fun fact, if you're doing something that is mentally or emotionally unhealthy, but you're aware of it, and can name the unhealthy behavior you're using, that makes it okay.
Yeah.
Right?
I would caveat, especially in a high-stress situation where you don't have time to deal with it right now, and especially if you've made a plan for later to deal with it. I think at that point it's fair game.
Yeah.
Yeah, my breakdown is already planned.
It's on the schedule.
There's no set date for it yet because we don't know when we're gonna be getting back.
Yeah,
but, like,
it's
on the
penciled
books.
in. Yeah.
No,
It's,
I'm holding,
next on
I'm
my
holding,
to-do list.
I'm readying
Step
the,
one,
I'm readying
get
the
home.
action breakdown, and the trigger breakdown will be when we get home.
That's
Breakdown
normal,
is
right?
a single action,
Everyone
right?
does that.
Oh, and
Crying
I
is
was
single
gonna
action.
discuss with the group when on this travel back. Do we immediately go back to Zelgin's and like make ourselves known that we're back with Baroom, with Tall Baroom and Dead Baroom? Like, is
I
this a
would
thing that
wanna
we
put
do?
a blanket over Dead Baroom before we get back into Highhelm.
Because, like, I had a thought. We know of an empty dwelling.
Yeah.
The lady who owned the restaurant.
Where mushrooms go to die? You
Not
know
the
of an
restaurant,
empty
her
dwelling
house.
For dead
Her
mushrooms.
house. Not the restaurant, her house. She's not using it. She moved out.
Yeah, but her house was also full of dead mushrooms.
Was it? I don't remember it being full of dead mushrooms. I don't remember.
Right? Or she had just recipe books around of how to kill mushrooms.
She had recipe books, but also the kitchen smelled strongly of mushrooms.
Right.
But she took them all, and it's been weeks.
Yeah. The mushrooms might have taken over by now.
Oh, great. We get to meet my dad looking like this again.
It was just a suggestion. It was just a suggestion.
You know what? No, it's fine. That's a great idea. That's where dead mushrooms go. We should just put me there until we can figure out
No,
how
if
to...
it was where dead mushrooms go, I would have recommended the restaurant.
No, that's where dead mushrooms go to get eaten. That's different. Aren actually really like the idea. Baroom will get talked around to it because Zelgint is a little too public to have a corpse. That seems like a touch. That does seem like a little bit of a dramatic, like, entrance.
Yeah. So I'm not interested in rolling for survival to see if you get back because retracing your steps is not exactly the most difficult. But suffice to say that there are times at which Krohan's judgment and your judgment differ. And if you're leading, Krohan has opinions, and if you're allowing Krohan to lead, you're allowed to have opinions consequently.
I would like to lead, and then if Krohan has opinions, remind him that I was nice enough to give him the dagger when I didn't have to, and we're gonna go my way.
Anytime we take a turn, I'm casting Sigil, like at the
Nice.
turning point.
How long
back.
does that last at this point?
If it's on an inanimate object, apparently it lasts forever. The way I'm reading it.
Uh-huh. What the fuck? You can just do that? Just everywhere.
Yeah, it takes 2 actions.
Wow. 2 whole actions.
You have to fall 20, 30 feet behind. Oh, no.
Exploration activity is that? Truly, is that like is there a capitalized exploration activity for like marking the way or something?
Breadcrumb.
Breadcrumbs
Yeah,
is a
breadcrumb.
spell. Breadcrumbs is a first rank spell.
So funnily enough, where Archie left the sigil where the altar was, that sigil's there forever now, unless someone goes and willingly scrubs it away.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's not permanent. It's just as long as nothing happens.
But you can make it invisible? But if it's invisible, then presumably you can't see it either. And you would need to know where it is and touch it to make it visible.
I get it. Doesn't really. It says you can. The mark can be visible or invisible, and you can change it from one state to another using an interact. Okay, yeah, interact action to touch it.
So, and you can't see it just because you're the caster. It's invisible, so you need to know where it is and touch it.
Yeah, but it'll last for a week if I put it on
a creature,
a person.
Yeah,
on a creature.
Okay, so my thought was, why would you not have placed these at intersections on the way down? But that would have led a trail of breadcrumbs for anyone following you. So maybe you made them invisible. But then...
Or were we so confident in Krohan on the way down, we just didn't think of it?
Sure. Yeah, that seems reasonable. I think with his magical compass, so to speak, it would have been vaguely reasonable to trust him. Don't know why I said vaguely reasonable.
Probably would have asked about the arbor. Like, is it doing anything anymore? Like, if he pulls it out, does it just like turn to the dagger, turn to the pommel stone, or does it have like just turned inert?
So it never actually like turned in his hand. He would just hold it in his hand and turn and get a sense of where to go. Like he did the turning. It wasn't like actually a magical compass. It was more like a dowsing rod than a compass. Don't know if you're familiar with those.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was more just when he pointed it in the correct direction, he could feel that it was the correct direction. He's not really getting any sense of that, and he's really not sure what to make of it.
Okay.
It takes some amount of time to get back to Highhelm. I would say a number of days, but it's really more a number of long rests. And I'm trying to think of like what of your statistics would be the best indicator of circadian rhythm.
I mean, if we're just marching till we're tired.
Yeah.
Constitution, I guess.
I feel like perception of time would be perception. Like, basically what I want to know is, what time do you think it is when you get back versus what time actually it is? So, someone elect themselves master of clocks.
I'll take it.
Cool. I think you have the highest
Want me to roll
perception.
Perception?
Yeah.
Public?
No. God, no.
You never perceive publicly?
Okay. So when you get back, you're pretty sure it's late morning. And in fact, it is just before dawn. So you're off by like 6 hours.
Okay, 6 hours, not 18.
You're right.
Just before dawn's probably perfect.
Okay.
Only like the baker dwarves and the, early morning sort of get ready people are out and it's relatively quiet.
Yeah. Oh god, I have to refamiliarize myself with Highhelm. It's been so long.
Once you're in the city and able to get your bearings on time and date, you're able to deduce that the Tolar Family Festival is in 13 days. When you arrive, Krohan repeats his instructions that he gave you before you all set out of don't tell anyone I'm in the city, don't tell anyone about where we were or what we did. I'm going to look into what I can. I'm planning to return the dagger at the family festival. If we can figure out how to get your soul out of that gem in the meantime, that would obviously be preferable.
I guess we'll go towards the house. Was it Deirdre, whatever her name was?
Deirdre.
Yeah, Deirdre.
Deirdre, something.
Oh,
Yeah,
is he
go
back
to-
to being called Albert Glass Blower or something?
Glass grinder.
Glass grinder.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the Veldalo name is just a little bit too recognizable.
Cool.
So we'll go to Deirdre's house so that if he has any information, he can probably find us here.
Okay.
And
Okay.
not Zelgin's like we were at before.
Okay. Sounds good.
And
I
now we
get
need
to
to figure
use-
out what to do next.
I get to use ambiance that isn't Darklands.
Ooh.
Why isn't it playing? Play. Foundry, please.
So the other question: So at Zelgin's, we did leave stuff,
Mm-hmm.
primarily a bunch of money.
We definitely have to go back to Zelgin's.
Yeah.
I think
I
I
don't
probably have clothes that got delivered there too.
Oh.
Oh yeah, your fancy clothes.
I got fancy
Oh.
clothes.
I'm just gonna assume that Tall Baroom has to stay sort of hidden here for right now. There's nothing that looks like me in the city, right?
That is probably not true. Highhelm as a major city and with a decent amount of international trade does see interesting folk. I think the closest thing to you would be the... What are they? Androids? Android. The N singular android from... that came with the delegation from Dungenhold.
I was gonna say Guns and Gears Land.
So Dungenhold is not Guns and Gears Land, but whatever the hell Guns and Gears Land is, had imported a bunch of things to Dungenhold. Dungenhold is trying to get a foothold into the Highhelm market with little to no success. But yeah, like sci-fi country up northeast. I forget what it's called.
Outlaws of Alkenstar is the name of the adventure path. There it is.
That's
Alkenstar.
like steampunk, though. Like, there's an actual, like, sci-fi region.
Oh, sci-fi region starts with an N, Numeria. Numenera, I think.
Numeria. Yeah.
Numenera, I think, is a different TTRPG system.
The only thing that's coming to mind is Numenor, which is Lord of the Rings.
No.
It's the Torment setting.
Like Planescape?
Yeah, Planescape.
Oh! It was written by Monty Cook, apparently.
Oh, Numenera. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Okay. I'm mixing up my very similar sounding. I give myself a pass on not being able to tell the difference between those two. But yeah, I guess Baroom's in hiding right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I was gonna say after a day, Archie can prepare a whole bunch of illusory disguises.
Okay.
Just every hour. But
is it like a talisman of disguise or something? Every hour on the hour, I have to activate another button or something.
Oh no, I was just say like Archie can just continually cast illusory disguise. If we're thinking like if we need to think we need to hide Tall Baroom.
I did have my real quick like mental breakdown.
Oh, I feel like day one in the city, we lock ourselves in rooms in Deirdrali's house and just all each unpack the suitcase of emotion and refuse to talk about it afterwards.
I need to get some beer first. It's important. I haven't had beer in a while.
Do you just go out, grab a keg, and come back?
Yeah.
Okay. Archie pulls out his notebook and starts drawing out diagrams and plotting. And mentions possibly going up to the crafters area in Highhelm to see if he can figure anything out.
Weren't we avoiding the crafters area because of...
Forget disguising Tall Baroom. Archie, assassins are trying to kill you.
Oh yeah, no, he is prepping illusory disguise. It's if he's using it on Tall Baroom or himself.
No,
well,
himself.
He will be using it on himself, but if Tall Baroom's also getting it.
I do just want to point out that not assassins. They weren't trying to kill him. They're trying to kidnap him.
Yeah.
And you were able to confirm this with the directive that was in the hell was that thing
Hold
called?
on, let me check my backpack.
The Furnace of Endings.
Yes. Oh yeah, the Ash Cult. Possibly.
Mm-hmm.
I got a bunch of question marks on the information.
Right. No, you were trying to be kidnapped. We have a lot of like paperwork we should probably take off of Baroom's dead body. Anyway.
Paperwork?
Yeah. I have the note from the Furnace of Endings. I have the moldy letter. I have the rubbing I've been holding since the beginning.
Sure. I didn't realize you were making item copies of these journal entries.
If we wrote them down.
Gotcha.
That's what the writing kit was for.
Neat.
Oh yeah, and Archie wants to do more experiments with his definitely not zombie plague.
Jeez.
The necromantic
Oh my God.
spores that you've had forever.
He
Yeah.
brought a plague to Highhelm, right? I forgot.
Actually, he left a plague behind when he left Highhelm.
Valid.
But he wants to do more looking after the mushroom hut and was it Skibrellon?
Skibrellon.
Yeah, and finding out the other, having encountered it in, he is having second thoughts and thinking he might need to possibly destroy it.
Ooh.
That makes sense.
Okay. So at some point in this first day that you get back, one or more of you is going to head to Zelgin's and just grab all of your shit to take elsewhere. Check out of Zelgin's, like let them know you won't be back.
Yes.
And then the plan is to just squat at Deirdrali's vacant home.
She's not using it.
Okay.
She cleared out her furniture too, right?
I don't remember.
I think she left in a pretty big hurry.
Yeah, I think she may have left her furniture. Like she took some stuff, but like she doesn't care enough about things to really take anything big with her. Among the things that you left behind at Zelgin's is one of those like comically large boxes that like clothing comes in, but like the comically large boxes that like nice clothing comes in, and it's not like tied with a ribbon, but it is like tied with a nice knot. And Grom, these clothes, if you're willing to try them on, fit you incredibly. They are very flattering. The result is a high fashion, fine outfit that makes the wearer look like the heir to some underwater kingdom. Flowing green and blue fabric, a decorative breastplate made from shaped nacreous crab shell, and numerous freshwater pearl and silver accents. It actually complements the ever-loving fuck out of your helmet.
I was gonna ask. I had one stipulation.
I mean, you look like the hero of Basilisk, right?
You look like the king of Basilisk.
This is Met Gala as fuck.
It's a little Met Gala, yeah. I'm trying to find like fine clothing.
Is it called superior clothing?
Or is this stuff just good?
Oh no, it's clothing parentheses fine. There we go. But that's only worth
Oh, there's
5.
high fashion fine.
Ooh, yes, that one. It is definitely high fashion. And this is actually like a statistically relevant item. You gain a +1 item bonus to checks to make an impression on nobility or other upper class folk while wearing high fashion fine clothing. Nice. In addition, a few of the semi-precious jewels are magic talismans.
Ooh.
Specifically, a dragon turtle scale and a mesmerizing opal, which I have just put on your character sheet.
I just discovered there's tearaway clothing. That's an item.
What? That's amazing!
And usage, it modifies existing clothing.
Great.
So you can so Velcro to your clothes.
You can remove tearaway clothing with an interact action. Nice.
So you can 100% pull a prank on somebody and turn all of their clothing into tearaway clothing.
I feel like that is a thing that you could do in real life.
Oh yes, 100%. And then when you're talking to them out in public one day, you just rip their clothes off and run.
Doesn't that happen in the office?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So the dragon turtle scale is when you activate the scale, which is one action. For 1 minute, you gain a swim speed equal to half your land speed. And the mesmerizing opal, when you activate it, which is one action, attempt a deception check to faint. If the outcome is a success, you get a critical success instead. If the outcome is a critical failure, you get a failure instead.
Faint, F-E-I.
F-E-I-N-T, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Which is a deception check versus perception DC in an attempt to make them off guard. Very, very swashbuckler. I believe one of the swashbuckler subclasses gets panache when they faint. Or maybe all swashbucklers get panache when they faint. I don't know.
I was looking into it. It's a thing. I think rogues can also faint, though.
Faint is just a thing that anyone can do.
Yes.
I don't know if it is a trained... It is a trained deception action. Anyway, so yes, that is a thing. Included in the or like just slipped under the I was gonna call it a ribbon, but it's not a ribbon, it's twine. Slipped under the twine is an envelope with a note from Trigellon that informs you that he is ever so thankful for your help. Lady Shimmersnip is doing great. She may or may not currently be pregnant. We'll see. You know, if and when she offloads hundreds of eggs. But if you, he further offers that if you give him a day's warning, he will happily send you a party-sized platter of freshwater seafood. That does not come from Lady Shimmersnip.
That's not her eggs. No.
It is not her eggs.
I want to know who the father is.
Now I want to know what a pregnant crab looks like. Terrifying. Great.
They just have eggs on top of them, right?
It's just like on the bottom of them. It's like by their back legs.
It's on the bottom.
Yeah. Gross. I hate it. Terrifying. Nightmare fuel.
Yep. Yep.
Anyway, oh shit. I just closed like my entire Chrome window instead of just one tab. Whoops.
Oh, they had a bunch of money. I forgot they had all that money.
Oh, speaking of money, as promised, Krohan pays you the other half of what he promised. Who would like that money?
I mean, I'll take it to put it in the sack. So.
In the stash.
The stash is fine too.
I put it in the stash. I heard, put it in this and clicked it. So it was 6 gold, 79 silver, and a chrysoberyl worth 10 gold.
Okay.
Why is the silver split up into 2 different stacks? I don't like that.
The fuck? That is very confusing.
Alright, where's Baroom?
I have fixed it.
Cool.
Very manually, but I have fixed it. Why does this say total wealth 144? Oh, that's in the stash. Specifically in the stash, total wealth 144. The party's total wealth is now 1337 gold. Nice. And, like, fully half of that is Baroom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Tall and dead.
Yep.
Yeah, my wealth just shot way up with these clothes.
What's your wealth now?
Well, the clothing itself is worth 55 gold. And then it's like 20 gold worth of talismans too.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Okay. Other than moving your stuff to your new safe house, what did you want to do this first day? And then we can move into like downtime mode for the next several days.
Yeah.
And I do believe this whole first day after we do that is crashing out. Like
Okay.
I have to work through things.
Okay.
Not only did Baroom die, we had to work through that, but the roof caved in on my head, and that's triggering for me.
Mm-hmm. If I had really thought about that, I probably would have given you 1 degree of success lower than whatever you rolled. Because it was like a mental like haunt effect and not an actual like ceiling falling on you.
Which
So
is somehow worse.
Which is worse because your perception of it colors how bad it is.
Mm-hmm. It was real bad. It was not good.
Yeah.
This house, because this is a fairly small house, right? It's like a bedroom, kitchen, living room, or like how many rooms does this place have?
I'm imagining it as like a 2-story townhouse is how I've always imagined it. So the bottom floor is like living room, kitchen, and upstairs is bedroom, bathroom.
It's a 1-bedroom house?
Yep.
Okay.
She had a queen bed though, so
Dibs on not having my crash out in the kitchen. I think that'd be too traumatizing.
Archie might claim the kitchen. It
To set up your alchemist lab?
just starts reading out alchemy stuff.
That's fine. I wanted the couch. I see there's like a coffee table I can put the keg on, and
Oh, okay, fine. I get the bedroom. My dead body's gonna be sitting in the armchair in the corner to remind you to cast peaceful rest on it every day.
because that's gonna help my crash out. Yeah, thanks.
It's under a blanket. Yeah, no, Baroom's crashing out and having an identity crisis.
okay.
Yeah, we got here nice and early, so I can drink all day.
Yep. So Archie's just in the kitchen making a racket, and the two of you are just having your emotional breakdowns quietly, or is this more of a sort of wailing kind of crash out?
Also making a racket.
I think
I start
it's
breaking stuff at a certain point, I think.
Okay.
mine's fairly quiet until probably about half the keg is gone.
Okay.
And then it's like falling over and accidentally maybe breaking some things, but like
We're trashing this house.
Yep.
I don't move a whole lot. Just like when I get up to go to the bathroom, I might fall into a wall or something.
Great.
Did Krohan give a time by which he said he would be back?
No.
No.
Sorry, Albert.
Albert.
Albert Voice Grinder.
He did not. He was in fact fairly non-committal about getting back to you.
But he said he knew a guy that could help. Maybe.
That might be in town for the festival. He's not sure.
Yeah. He's definitely gonna come back for me.
He's definitely gonna come back. He needs to come back.
He'll come back for me, not because he cares about me. That leads to further crashing out.
Got it. So Archie,
I think.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish your thought.
Oh, I think that conversation would have happened. Baroom would have come down the stairs briefly. Did Krohan say when he was coming back? No. Didn't he say he'd find that guy? Maybe. Well, he'll definitely come back for me or this. Okay, I'll go back now. Go back upstairs. Continue to have feelings.
Okay. So Archie, what is it that you're doing in the kitchen? Are you just like immediately gonna set up shop and start crafting?
He's plotting is the big thing. Like, he definitely, I think, thinks while doing something with his hands. So it's like okay, I gotta set this up. He is trying to go through everything he can remember about, basically going through his whole engineering thing, the people he knew, if there was anyone he can remember doing work on the soul doll, or anyone like in that field, and is basically using the setting up of the alchemy lab as something to be doing while he's trying to draw together a plan. And then he's also going, okay, I can't just walk in there. I gotta get a disguise. Like, how far can a magical disguise get me? What can I do? A squire? Maybe I can send Squire in to do some investigating.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually, Shadows said in chat, I definitely went and looked up if there was any magical music making devices. It's very expensive.
Is it really?
250 gold.
Whoa!
For a music box.
The deafening music box? No.
I mean that I looked at that one also, but
the intricate silver and gold music box.
Yeah. I didn't see another one. I was like, yeah, this is definitely the listening to far too loud of music.
Music triggers Baroom more.
this party and their overlapping traumas. It's almost like I did things on purpose. I mean, no, that was music triggering you, not music triggering you was on purpose. Music being where Archie goes to calm down was not something that I had decided. So basically what I'm asking is, are you starting the craft downtime activity today?
Yes, yeah, he would.
Okay.
Yeah, setting this up does have the goal of also crafting.
Sure.
Baroom would give you I can't say day one, but Baroom would certainly give you the alchemist goggles at some point.
Okay. I'm trying to think of I'm browsing through downtime activities and trying to find one that matches crash out.
Oh no, that's Call of Cthulhu. Sorry, I was thinking seek therapy.
That is
That's called.
Apparently secure disguises is a thing. Oh, this is...
That takes a whole downtime?
It is apparently a... It says gaining 1 EP. What would EP be? That's a subsystem. That's one of the subsystems.
What's a subsystem we don't need?
If I had... like, I would imagine that would be infiltration, but those are IP. I don't know. Anyway, like long-term rest seems the most reasonable, but like that doesn't really help you.
It's practical research.
Practical research. What is this from?
Kindled magic. What's 169?
That would be Strength of Thousands.
Oh, cool. Oh, it's a downtime for being at magic school. Got it.
For being at magic school. Yep. Yeah, I don't...
Nerd.
I don't know that there would be anything useful.
Treat disease.
Sure.
The disease is mental illness.
Great. Make a medicine check.
Is a keg a healer's toolkit?
It is now.
It is. Great. Incredible. Anyway, so crafting. What is it that you would start to craft?
Probably the first thing he's probably gonna do is healing potions.
Okay. Healing potion or elixir of life? Because those are different.
Be right back.
Okay.
With crafting, am I just making one or batch of 4?
You choose. You choose. You can make up to 4 of a consumable. At a time. And basically the benefit of doing that is that the startup time for crafting is always 2 days or 1 day if you have the formula. And you only have to do that once for 4 items.
I just contemplated because the lesser potion's 48 gold for 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be 24, and then however much time I put in to knock the price down.
Correct. And then the amount of time that it the amount of money that you knock it down per day is based on your proficiency level, which is expert, and your your level, which is 4. But if you critically succeed, you get 1 level higher. So at expert, if you critically succeed, it would be 1 gold per day spent. Otherwise, it's 8 silver per day spent. I feel like there's a point where this like really takes off and gets a lot better. Not really. 3 to 4 is kind of a big jump.
Yeah, if
60% increase.
Yeah, there's also one of I can. There's a skill feat for what is it? Someone can help me, and I can also use them for, I think, getting a better earned income.
Okay.
But yeah, if everyone's is everyone okay getting lesser healing potions? It'd be 48. It's 2d8 plus 5 healing, and I'd be making 4 of them.
All healing is good healing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be 24 initially, and then however much time I can get to knock that down.
Yep. And then the cool thing is you can actually decide, like, if you get a regular success, you can just go, I'll just pay the rest. And if you get a critical success, you can be like, I'm gonna actually craft.
Yeah. Well, and it's you can pay it like any time to just like.
Yes.
I got 3 days into this. I'm just gonna pay the rest.
Correct. Okay, so healing potion lesser.
Yeah, and
okay.
batch of 4.
Great. So go ahead and make a crafting check. This is public. You're looking. It's DC 18. Can I make a button for you to?
Can I?
You can literally just click the hammer next to it, and that'll pop out a
if I just
roll dialogue.
Okay. Public roll. The alchemy goggles. Those give.
They're in the stash. It's a +1. I don't remember. I assume it's an item bonus because they're an item, but you know.
It is only for crafting alchemical items, not magic items.
Oh. Okay.
Oh shoot.
And healing potions are magical. Elixir of life is alchemical.
Okay. I figure I check. All right. So this should be. Yeah.
All right. That's really cool. The fact that it gives you buttons.
Yeah. So I need a 28 to get a critical success, right?
Correct. That's a 16 or higher on the die.
Yeah. I got the success, so it's already doing the thing. If I spend a hero point, I could do worse.
You could do worse. So on a failure, you waste the day, essentially. On a critical failure, you waste the day and 2.4 gold.
Yeah. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try a hero point, and I want to see if I can get a. Yeah, it goes down.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
What's weird is it's still saying discount per day 8 silver. Even though you critically succeeded. Because it should be 1 gold. I'm guessing the macro just doesn't account for that, which is... It's probably because you hero pointed it.
No.
It's probably like that card probably didn't change, just the die roll. Or although
So
result
then...
changed. Now I'm curious. I'm gonna fiddle. I'm gonna do lower. Oh, go away. Stop it. Roll good. Oh my god. All right. I'm gonna connect a pixel, which I'm probably gonna regret because it's gonna make my audio go haywire.
Alright, so and I should be able to just click the pay 24 and then just go from there.
There it is. Yeah, discount per day 1 gold. So it does work. Just cool.
The card didn't okay.
Cool. So yeah, it is 1 gold. It is going to be 24 days until no additional cost. But at any point in the crafting, you can say, "Fuck it, just pay for the rest." Okay, so you did get a critical success. That is going. You are getting a 1 gold discount every day. Grom and Baroom are having their emotional breakdowns. Archie, you wanted to try to remember if anyone you've ever had contact with had any experience in soulbound constructs.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like what you would roll.
Society?
Sure.
It's trying to find people, right? That's
Yeah.
what, like, make contact or... What's
Yeah,
that
but
downtime
it's-
activity?
But it's not
Hobnob or
specifically
something?
like try to make a contact who has this thing. It's just remember if this is a thing that I've ever talked to someone about.
No.
Yeah. Is there a attended lecture?
I feel like it would be engineering lore. Like
Yeah,
it's just in your brain with all of the engineering things that you've ever done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and roll secret.
I almost clicked before public.
Okay. This is a thing that Why am I hearing myself delayed?
Yeah. Is there an attended lecture?
Who has the stream playing?
I have it muted.
I also have it muted. And it becoming out of headphones.
I may have had it unmuted, but I muted me, so...
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna guess it was Aren, because Aren's the only one not wearing headphones.
Damn it,
Yep.
Aren.
Damn it, Aren. I love Shadow's comment, rubbing alcohol for outside boo-boos, drinking alcohol for inside boo-boos. Love it.
Yeah.
So, specifically soulbound constructs, no. Binding souls to objects is something that came up as just sort of a presented as fanciful, whimsy kind of like thinking sort of topic by your most recent co-workers, colleagues, whatever you want to call them.
Okay.
Do we have
Alright, she starts
names for those people? I don't think I do.
I don't think so. I don't think we do.
Okay. Okay. Feel free to come up with those at some point, because they might be relevant.
Okay, can do.
Okay. So, Krohan does not show up. Sorry, Albert does not show up at any point this first day that you return. Let's just sort of largely move into downtime mode. So, what do you want to be doing, and for how long?
I was actually just looking. Hold on. Oh, that's in the gain contact is only for infiltration.
That's
largely what I'd like to do is socialize society and try and figure out which of the religious entities in Highhelm could be persuaded to hold on to a mushroom's body and not let it decompose while we figure something out.
okay.
My first port of call would be the cleric we met at the first haunt, but I think they were from a particular sect that would really disapprove of resurrection, if memory serves.
They... Oh, God. My brain is struggling to remember the name of their god. Magrum. Magrum has a distaste of undead.
Oh, it's just undead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see. Magrum. Dwarven deity of fate and death. Yeah, they do have as anathema damage a soul, so that's cool. So presumably they would be interested in making sure that your soul is not damaged.
Yeah, then if gather information, I think is if that's a sort of activity, or I don't know quite what the phrasing is for that, but Baroom would definitely start there because we already have an inn, and then just sort of slowly try and work out who do we know that might be able to help souls and getting me back in my body.
I feel like there's a weird general downtime activities: craft, create, forgery, earn income, learn name. Use recall knowledge to learn a creature's name. That does not feel like downtime. Long-term rest, subsist.
Is it research, maybe?
Research isn't like a thing. I could have sworn there were way more downtime activities.
I also could have, but I might be mixing them up with exploration activities.
Yeah. Like there's a bunch of infiltration subsystem.
Gather information is an exploration activity. So is research. Yeah, I'm thinking of all these exploration activities.
I mean, those might be the way to go. Like, they are in extended activities. Are there an other? Okay. Gather information. Yeah, gather information seems like the way to go. It's just not downtime, which is weird to me.
I mean, downtime is what? Courses of weeks? Or assumed multiple days, and
Yeah.
exploration is day.
Right. It's I yeah. It's kind of a fine line, or there's a very wide gray area, I guess, which is the opposite of a fine line. Like, some of these things are things you do in downtime, even though the time frame is not like downtime levels of time expenditure, but like they're not the things you would do while exploring a dungeon, but they are things you would do while exploring a town. It's weird. So yeah, gather information is the way to go. How about Grom?
I was trying to think of ways to research, essentially, about soulbound items or soulbound things, and I don't know if probably take the crafting route and see. Probably go and I don't know, talk to people. I'm not good at talking to people. I'm not good at that. But I probably would do it anyway. Just see if I can find any information about soulbound items and how they work to maybe reverse engineer how to get a soul out of a soulbound item.
Okay. So typically the way that you would reverse engineer an item is by interacting with the item itself.
Right, and I don't want to do that with the object that currently has Baroom's soul.
Right.
So I want to do more of like a theoretical.
Gotcha.
And just like see if I can learn how to go about doing that without actually reverse engineering it.
Right.
I appreciate you not trying to kill me by accident.
So I don't know if that would be trying to understand how to put a soul into objects. And so I can understand what would keep the soul in place. And I don't know the best way to go about finding that information.
I think that's probably in the crafting district. Yeah.
I think that would be my first stop because I wouldn't want to jump immediately to trying to find books. I'd want to do something hands-on about it. But this is, I think, the first time that I've interacted with something soulbound. And so I don't know how common it is to find. So probably be a lot of going around like the entire crafting, like engineering area to see if anybody has any nugget of information that might be helpful.
Okay. That does feel like gather information, which is diplomacy.
Which is fantastic. I'm so good at this.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're both gathering.
I don't think I'm interacting with nobles, so I don't think this is gonna work.
So it sounds like you're both gathering information. So can I get some diplomacy checks? These are secret checks.
I'm gonna go ahead and use a hero point for this.
Okay.
Oh shit. Oh, there it is. Blind GM.
Okay.
Did I roll diplomacy? I did. Okay.
You did. My brain is failing. Baroom, what were you looking into? in just a few words? You were looking for people who could help.
But specifically starting with the cleric that we met earlier.
Right.
Helden.
Helden Oldenkamp.
Yes.
Okay, so starting with Magrumites.
Yes.
So the difficulty that I assume that you're going to have is expressing just how reticent you are about breaking the object, since that is something you've identified as working. So how, just sort of generally, this isn't mechanical anyway, but like just generally, how would you impress that this is not something that you can break without preferably revealing what it is?
Yes, exactly. So I would come in, ask for Helden, and say my friend Baroom recommended me to you. And then just sort of try and like talk my way through to people. In that not subtle way of if I had found an object that I've seen a face in, that I think there's like a soul stuck inside. How if I'd found it, how could I, without breaking it, get it out again, maybe, I don't know, into a body? Like, I am trying through, I'm not trying to hide the fact that I definitely have this object and that I definitely have a body. I am definitely not clarifying that it's me. I'm saying, like,
right.
you know, if one were to be an adventurer who'd found a gem with a face inside of it.
Yeah. The answer that you get largely is it depends. You sort of get shuffled around from person to person amongst the Magrumites, which it felt a little ham-fisted to use that word, but I really wanted to use Magrumite instead of just like, you get shuffled around the Church of Magrum. You get like half answers, and then you'd have to really talk to this person to get a better idea. And eventually the answer that you get is depends. The impression that you get is basically that there's two ways that something like that could happen, and you know that they're speaking purely theoretically, and you seem to have convinced them that this is a purely academic question, and they're just academically going through the process of soul binding, which they consider a generally evil art.
Okay, that's news.
They consider anathemic to Magrum rather than like capital E evil. Anathemic? I don't know. But basically, there's two ways that it can happen. Either it is a willing inclusion, in which case it is incredibly difficult to exercise the soul without destructive interference, or it's unwilling, in which case basically the way that you would go about it is either entreat their patron deity for intervention or commune with them and convince them to move on to their final destination.
I will say it is much less insulting to be told to pray about it in Pathfinder world. You should pray on feels less insulting in this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to remember. Specifically, interestingly, they actually recommend, if you don't know the patron deity of the soul in question, it's always a good idea to ask for Pharasma's intervention.
Just generic magic lady can help.
Pharasma is the goddess of the dead. She's the judge of all souls.
Okay. Do I glean in any of these interactions if they would be willing to?
Yeah, she's the Kellamvor. Thanks, Shadows.
Do I glean from any of these interactions if they would be willing to, for a fee or not, continuously cast Peaceful Rest on a body if I had one? Or is that like an individual cleric?
That is absolutely a service that this church offers.
Awesome. I don't mention that I'm going to come back with a body, but at a later date, I will absolutely come back with a body.
Great. so
and
that
they can draw
Grom doesn't
whatever
need
conclusions
to.
Yeah.
But why would we spend money on that when we have Peaceful Rest at home?
We have Peaceful Rest at home, but I'm not carrying my dead body as a backpack around for forever.
Okay, I can stay at home for now. I'm penny pinching the magical services. Like, I don't need my spells as much in the city as I did when we were fighting for our lives.
Just to be clear, I also anticipate us leaving the city again, and at that point would ask the Magramites, like, put a down deposit and just say, like, keep me fresh. Keep this.
So as a second rank spell, Peaceful Rest costs 7 gold per day.
Oh no!
Alternatively,
Peaceful Rest at home.
You can have it cast heightened to 5th rank, which makes the duration unlimited, and that costs 80 gold. So if it's gonna be 12 or more days, it's cheaper to. It's actually 80 plus something, because I think Peaceful Rest has an expensive component. Yeah, 6 gold worth of embalming fluid if you cast it at 5th rank.
So 86 gold.
86 gold. So if it's going to be 13 or more days, it is cheaper to get it cast at 5th rank.
Do we have 86 gold? Archie, give me those fucking goggles back.
Total coinage? No, the party does not have 86 gold. But you have a lot of things to sell. Chrysoberyl garnet, mithril belt buckle.
When I saw that goes with my suit.
The what?
That goes with my suit.
No. Oh, the serpent-shaped mithril belt buckle. I can't remember where the fuck you got that.
No, we got that from.
Was that the choke? No, that wasn't.
You got it from Ziv Zeb.
Yeah.
We have a sex plaque.
Oh no, I wasn't saying like it came with my. I'm saying it goes with my suit.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, well, we can keep that one, but we can sell the. Sorry.
I was gonna say we also have the ventriloquist ring that Archie has that he's fine with selling. Which that's 60 gold. Pathfinder sells for half.
That's a good question.
Does anybody need the Wand of Fear?
I mean, fear's a nice thing to kind of be able to throw out. Archie would
Valid.
use a wand of fear.
No. It's worth 60 gold. Yeah, no, when I said I had a sex plaque, I wasn't joking. It's the plaque depicting the goddess Rombo Dazzle's apotheosis, which I think you said was like
That the sex plaque was you utterly misunderstanding what it was.
oh right. And
Yeah.
Aren's recall knowledge was so bad I forgot that one.
Yeah. So gems, art objects, and raw crafting materials sell for 100%. Other items sell for 50%. But I'm finding guidelines online that it's a half decent idea to let your players roll against some nebulous DCs that I'll figure out to sell at 3/4 instead. Specifically for
Yeah.
magic items, which don't degrade the same way that mundane items do.
I mean, also we're in a high enough tier. What do you call the place where we are?
A high level settlement.
High level settlement.
Grom, you were specifically looking for information on how to craft soulbound things.
Mm-hmm.
Just asking around, asking.
Just asking around.
Wowza. I
I
got.
wanted to toss a soul into a thing.
Yeah. I gotta figure out the DC for this.
Oh, the DC matters. There you go, Jordan.
The what?
I said the DC matters, which means it probably wasn't a 1. Could be a 2.
Well, so I have to figure out the DC to decide if it's a failure or a critical failure.
Yes, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But a nat 1 is still.
Yeah. So you are rebuffed by a lot of people who just who are just sort of icked out by the idea of like making someone dead to make item. Not a lot of people are icked out by that, and it's not a particularly evil thing, but it's something that they take personal issue with and don't want. I mean, if you're making, if you're unwillingly soulbinding people, that's probably evil. But
Yeah.
even with a donor soul, it's like for a lot of people. But you are actually able to find someone tucked in the back of the silver stalls, which Archie avoids, who is willing to talk to you about the supremacy of eternal life through machines. Supremacy, that's the fucking word. Jesus Christ. My brain. And I give me a perception check. And this will be secret. Yeah, so you're getting vaguely cult vibes. And you're getting vaguely they're trying to recruit you into their cult vibes.
But how's the information?
Gated behind membership.
Is there a free trial period?
It's a cult. No.
Just to clarify, it's a cult. That usually means yes.
So, They promise a free trial period, and there's never actually a free trial period.
Valid. Well, no, to get the free trial period, you have to give them their soul, but don't worry if you cancel before the time ends.
Sure.
That's unfortunate. I'm not looking to join a cult today. I'm not looking to join any other organizations at the moment.
1 second.
Uh-oh.
They're very cordial in defeat, I suppose. Like they're very graceful in defeat and perfectly willing to see you go and say no. And as you turn to leave, they say that if you ever change your mind, the House of Ash is watching.
Well.
And with that, I think we'll go on break.
Fuck.
Jordan, you might have to join a cult. I mean, Jordan, not Grom. Jordan.
Well, Jordan's willing to.
Oh, fuck. So yeah, we're gonna go on break, get some food. I need some water. We'll be back in a little bit. Don't go anywhere. I always feel like I have way more to say for break, but it's just like, we'll be back.
We'll be back.
Bye.
Oh, bye.
Welcome back. We're still playing Pathfinder.
Again.
Forever.
It depends on how long my soul gem lasts in this body.
Sure. Okay, so I vaguely heard some conversation while I was away from the computer about interacting with Colt, which is what's up with that?
Because I'm guessing like after everyone comes back, well, mainly when Grom comes back, if he mentions that, because Crafty is like an 8-hour day, and then the rest of the time I figure Archie's hanging out. Because Archie would also relay, like you know, while I was in there crafting, trying to come up with stuff. I remember some of my coworkers were possibly talking about something like this.
The ones that tried to...
Yeah, the ones that wanted to kidnap me.
Work at the House of Ash?
No? Maybe? I don't know. I didn't ask where the money was coming from.
Oh.
Hold on, let's see.
Yeah, the only person in that whole district that would talk to me was somebody that had very, like, culty vibes.
Yeah, and that was the...
Yeah, someone is supposed to bring you, Archie, to the House of Ash by the 5th moon.
What moon is it right now?
What moon was it when that letter was written? Time is relative.
It's like saying, yeah, it's like saying something along the lines of bring them by the 5th Monday. And it's like, which Monday is it today? It's a Monday. Actually, it's not Monday. Today's Wednesday. It's not any of the Mondays right now.
It's Wednesday, my dudes.
Ah!
And why are they measuring things by the moon? when we live underground and can't even see it.
Well, so that's. Do we think maybe they're like trying to sound culty and mysterious, and so they're being cryptic for no reason? Or cryptic not for no reason, cryptic to sound being cryptic for the sake of itself.
I mean, I'm fairly confident the lady that we encountered was definitely in a cult.
Cults make up things all the time just to sound special and important.
They didn't happen to say where this House of Ash was, did they?
No, the note, I threw the note in the stash. It's retrieve Archibald, a former partner with ties to the Forge. Companions unimportant. Once secured, deliver him to the House of Ash. So.
Is that a thing that I'm aware of in the city?
Give me a Highhelm lore check.
I can do that.
I'm dumb, so I was like, you're gonna give me a number while I'm looking at my notes to see.
Yeah, I rolled a question mark.
Right.
Is that good?
Well, you rolled 3 question marks and then 1.
Oh. It's maybe not good.
There have been rumors. I want to call them rumors, but they're the kind of thing that's just like everyone sort of accepts that this is true. No one really questions it, but no one really wants to do anything about it. There are rumors that there is a disgruntled former engineer of the city known as the Ash Engineer, and a cult known as the Cult of Ash that operates in or out of or around Highhelm. Unclear where they're actually doing things. They're generally considered harmless, in that like they're not like big bad evil guy kind of cult. They're more like the kinds of cults we have IRL.
Bad example. They're pretty destructive right now.
Well, it depends on what you call a cult.
This is like the Scientology of...
Very destructive.
I mean, Scientology is probably a good comparison, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
But like,
Shadows,
if
we appreciate you being here. Go to
Scientology...
bed.
Oh my god, it's like Giga tomorrow right now. I'm pretty sure we start at 11 p.m. for Shadows. So it's like 2 a.m., I think.
Go to bed, Shadows.
Yeah, go to bed. Yeah, one of those things where it's basically like Scientology. If Scientology wasn't like... didn't have a public face.
Baroom. You worked a lot with Rhea, right?
Yes.
Do you know what their area of study was?
Do I?
I would
She's like
imagine
an archivist.
you do. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know-
So. Go ahead. What do you know?
I think she's like one of the chief archivists for the Tolor clan. Uh-oh.
She is a curator. Yes. One of her chief areas of like active study, in addition to just preserving history, is the Rivathan tradition, which is a largely dwarven animism tradition.
Okay. Tall Baroom says.
And Grom would be at least passingly familiar with what Rivathan is. And with Dwarven Pantheon lore, I'm sure Archie is also familiar with Rivathan. Rivathan offers basically the one sort of spiritual religious option that is not Torog and his family.
Animism is souls and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And we were told, or I guess asked, not to let on to what we were doing for the last week or so.
Mm-hmm.
But if we just, explain to Rhea that you find yourself in a particular circumstance, maybe she doesn't recognize the gem. And we can use her. I know it's a stretch. I know we're asking a lot here.
It's less that she wouldn't recognize the gem, perhaps, because like there's a chance of that, and more I would say she has to come to us.
Oh,
because
definitely.
Otherwise, if we go to her, at the Tolor family archives, somebody there is gonna recognize this Pommel gem.
Yeah, very much. I would definitely want to get her here to ask questions, but it was just an avenue
Yeah.
that I thought might be worth exploring.
Yeah. You study, the soul that's inside of rocks. We got a soul in a rock. Technically, gems are rocks, right?
I don't
They're
know.
minerals.
There's your answer. I was gonna say, I don't know if a geologist would agree, but I'm gonna call gems rocks. I also don't know if geologists are the people to ask. Trying to pour my water away from the microphone.
We appreciate it.
So, the problem with calling gems rocks.
We really don't need to get into this. Thank you.
Pearls are a gemstone.
Great. Not rocks. Cool. Okay. So, what y'all doing?
Finding Rhea, or not Baroom, but someone should.
Archie
Yeah,
goes back to his
probably.
lab.
Archie's
I
just
think
like,
I'm gonna-
fuck this shit.
Go to Tolor's clan hall and see if I can't find Rhea.
Okay. I'm trying to think of like how to make this like interesting gameplay, but like Rhea's incredibly busy getting ready for the family festival.
Sure.
And like that's the answer that you get. It's like She's too busy to talk.
If I told you it was literally a matter of life and death.
I suppose that would secure you an audience.
I'll take what I can get.
Okay. Can you come back tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Did we get a name from Elbert of his supposed contact?
We did
Yes.
last time. It's
Valahask.
It starts with a TH.
It's a V.
No, it's a V.
Valahask.
We can see if they've arrived yet.
I don't know how.
Yeah.
If they're just staying in a hotel or something, or an inn in the city, then like, because I mean they're a friend of the family, but I don't know that they'd be staying in the clan hall.
Fair, yeah.
They most likely would not.
Okay.
They have to be really good friends.
Yeah. Realistically,
So,
they'd
I'll come
probably
back.
have to be sleeping with someone in the clan.
Really good friends. And they were roommates.
And they were roommates. Oh my god, they were roommates.
And they're one bed.
Okay. What is Baroom doing this third day? And I guess what's Grom doing for the rest of it?
Yeah.
Aren?
I don't have a good answer right now because commune with body is not no, I suppose you said that the inside of the gem, if I like suck myself down into it, is covered in scrawling and like crazy writing.
Yeah.
Start transcribing that. Like go down into myself and then pop out.
Transcribing onto what? Oh, I see.
Writing
Got it.
in my backpack.
You explained exactly what you're. I'm like, you're going into your gem and transcribe. There's nothing in there. That's why they scribble on the walls.
Yes. I go
got
down
it.
in. I come out. I write it down. I go back down in.
Okay.
So
Okay.
basically, if anyone were to watch, it's the IKEA figurine doll is going limp and then coming up and scribbling things. And yes, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly that.
Great. Okay, that is going to take at least a day. Like there is
Oh, done. Yeah.
so much.
If it's on top of it, is I am trying to make sense of it as I write it down. Like I'm
Yep.
trying to.
Are you trying to transcribe or decipher?
Ooh. No.
Because decipher is its
transcribe-
own thing.
Yeah, transcribe first, and then decipher.
Okay.
I'll decipher later.
Okay. Okie dokie. Grom, what are you doing for the rest
Well,
of the day?
since I'm up at the Clan Tolor's clan hall, if I can get access to their library, I know most of it is the history of the dwarves and stuff, but do they have any books that might be useful for souls in objects?
If it were a matter of typically the way that you would go about getting access to it, the way that you have in the past, gotten access to it is by asking Rhea.
Cool.
It is not open to the public. Clan Tolor is a little gatekeepy.
Yeah. But, like, I've got some reputation around here now, so I thought I might be able to throw it around a little bit. Not much, but, like, a little bit. We've been doing things and stuff.
Sure. But are you recognizably someone who has ties to Rhea, is my question. What does a reputation of 13 entail? You are...
I don't know. Is that good? Is that dog shit awful? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's out of 100.
It's apparently out of...
13 out of 1,000.
It's out of 50.
Oh, so it's awful? Or do we all start at 0 so it's notable?
You all start at 0, so it's notable.
Okay.
Actually, so you all start at 0, but it can go negative. I don't know how far negative, but actually, let's find out. Reputation, BF2E.
Can it go so far negative as to be a positive? Like, you're the worst pirate I've ever heard of, but you have heard of me type deal? That is a thing you can do. And also, I would like to remind you that they tried to kill and or imprison him. And these are bad things. Yes.
But they knew who he was.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. The greater the absolute value of your reputation, the more recognizable you are. Yes, that is a true fact. But it apparently is a scale from -50 to 50.
That's awesome. Exactly, Shadows. Exactly. Nuclear Gandhi.
Interesting. So this is really interesting. So there are minor, moderate, and major favors and disservices you can do for a faction. And at ignored, which is -4 to 4, disliked and hated, any favor will increase your reputation. But at hunted, which is -30 to -50, or liked, you have to do a moderate or major favor to increase your reputation. So if they want to kill you, minor favors don't change their mind about that.
If they want you dead, you're like, yeah, but like, you know, we fixed Shimmer Snips's like irritations.
Mm-hmm.
We got the parasites off the crab.
And okay. Major favor. Okay. Okay, got it. Yeah, with the reputation that you have, trying to it's probably diplomacy unless you can give me a better option.
Man, I wish those were my better clothes.
I mean, you're dealing with librarians, not nobles.
Are the
Make me feel
Tolor
better about
librarians
this,
not
though.
noble librarians?
I mean, not all. No.
Okay. I thought the whole clan was noble. That's kind of what I...
Okay. So you put on your smiliest face and your most genuflective demeanor, and the answer is a solid no.
Yeah, my smiliest face and my most genuflect. It's not much. I'm a laborer.
Yeah. You you had the foresight to wear clean clothes and thought that that was impressive. But that's a no.
Cool. Guess I wander off dejectedly.
Okay.
I thought I was
Good.
somebody. We've been doing a bunch of stuff for this town, and I just
Yep.
you get nowhere.
Yep. So you are only liked. If you had 2 more reputation, you'd be admired.
Scored the game-winning goal in that Basilisk game.
Yeah, why does a jock need to go to the library?
Yeah, I was gonna say, because the librarians.
Wow,
totally
that's so
care
very
about-
stereotypical of you.
Not of me, the librarians thought that.
Right.
And I was talking to the librarians.
That's why they didn't let you in.
Okay.
I got no other leads for figuring shit out, so I might as well make useful of myself. Is there anywhere that I would go, or I would know of in the city where I could go help injured or ill people? I seem to be doing good at the medicine-y thing now, so I might as well make myself useful.
Okay. It sounds like you are trying to earn an income with medicine, maybe?
Sure.
Okay. Absolutely. You would know of places to do that. Question is, do you
Whether
know of
that's-
places that are deserving of your skill?
Whether that's clinics or even maybe churches have need of
Mhm.
standard medicine practices and not magical.
There a first aid stand in the crafting district? There are
I just
urgent
put
care?
burn ointment on everything.
Yeah, it's just a burn ointment station. Burn ointment and minor amputation. You know, you like
would
just
you
cut
like-
the tip of your finger off.
A Highhelm lore roll to see if I know of a good place.
I'm currently trying to figure out what places.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh. Okay, yeah, you absolutely know. Because apparently, Clan Oridus's clan hall is a temple hospital where all of Highhelm citizens are welcome to seek care.
Perfect.
Great.
One of the clan halls. Yeah, I would know that.
Exactly. Like, the DC's so fucking low that, yes, you fucking know with your Highhelm lore. Earn income uses, if I recall correctly, the same table as crafting. And I'm going to So you show up wanting to help, and the question is, what level of acuity and difficulty do they hand you? And you don't want something that's beneath you. You don't want to be changing bandages and, tending to, people who are basically fine to leave if your skill is beyond that. But also, you don't want to deal with ridiculously complicated cases if that's not something that you're capable of. So the question is, So the reason I'm asking is earn income does not have a specific level limit. You can like even at level 4 you can earn income at level 7, but the DC is going to be higher, so you might just utterly fail and wash out. So the question is, how do I decide what level of job that you're handed?
Do they need some sort of display of my skills before they'll give me patience?
Probably. So on this first day, since it is a partial day, and you don't really have time to like get into it for a full day of earning income, the rest of this day is you're gonna make a medicine check, and depending on how well you do, that will determine what difficulty they hand you.
So I want to do middling here.
You want to do middling here.
Cool. Never wanted an average roll more in my life.
Yep. So this is a public roll.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Cool.
Nailed it.
Perfect.
Nice.
Killing it. So that is level 5.
Cool.
Sense you're an expert at it, but you know.
Yep. Level 5 has a DC of 20. Level 6 is a DC of 22, so you just barely missed that 22. Sadly, that jump does double the income. But they're willing to hand you level 5 acuity. So on subsequent days, you will, or on, starting tomorrow, or, the day that you start, you will make a check to see how effectively you can keep up with this acuity. And it is now 2 days of Archie reducing the cost of crafting things. Matt just chose the easy option.
No. Matt chose the most productive option. Jordan and I are faffing around Highhelm. And Matt's just like, everyone's dying and no one knows Suze but me. More potions.
If I get to 12 days, it will be buy 3 potions, get 1 for free.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty fucking much. Okay, so next day. So this is day 4 since you've returned. You were promised a meeting with Rhea. I'm not gonna get into the details of like, did she promise a time, or are you supposed to just show up and wait? I'm not gonna get into it. So let's just skip to the part where you're talking to Rhea. Who's going?
I'm definitely going.
Okay. I would go. If
maybe with an illusory disguise.
No, with a I presume it's negligibly difficult to get like a cloak or something to make me a hooded figure, a nondescript hooded figure. There we go.
You said it perfectly every single time, and you were just convinced you fucked up. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, trivial.
I have cloak now. I wear
you have
cloak
now. Congrats. Yeah. Subtract, I don't know, 2 silver.
Ow. Oh wait, how much silver do I have? How much silver is in my backpack? Hold, please.
Oh my god.
Oh, only 2. That's the last of the money that's in Baroom's body.
Great. Amazing. So you are meeting with Rhea.
I will just come out and ask her if she knows anything about removing souls from objects in which they are stuck. And I will let Baroom decide if they want to make it known that this tall, hooded figure behind me is Baroom.
I'd like to hear her. I basically like Baroom's reticence comes from people who go into like glowy obsessive eyes, and then it's like, okay, I don't need you obsessing over me like a science project. I would like to be fixed. So I'd wait to see Rhea's reaction, and then if it's like, oh, I can help, then yeah, Baroom would share.
Okay. So the impression that you get from Rhea is ridiculously busy. Like you are ushered into an office before she's there with just papers and books strewn all over the place. She bustles in and doesn't even wait to sit down before asking what she can help with, and seems to be multitasking the entire time. At the question, she replies, Dwarven artifact or no?
Yes, definitely Dwarven.
Dwarven soul or no?
I don't think we know.
Unclear. Maybe not.
Wasn't most recently.
Wildly unhelpful.
Baroom would at the busyness be irritated and want her full attention, and so would disarm. What's it called when you take off armor?
Disrobe.
It's not
Doff?
disrobing.
Doff?
Doff my armor. Thank you. That is exactly the word I was looking for. Thank you.
Okay.
Start to doff the armor such that this is me now.
And I'll just say, Baroom died.
Oh. So in the time that you're doing that, she sees you fussing with yourself, and she takes this as an opportunity to put her attention elsewhere. So she starts rifling through a bookshelf, and by the time you get your armor off and confront her with Baroom died, she has a book in hand and she's just agape. What?
I'm a rock now.
You don't? Baroom's not a dwarf.
Well, so we kind of found out that I was resurrected into a Leshy by an evil Leshy. So I don't know what my soul was before that. And I didn't really have much time to process that before my soul became a third thing.
Oh.
I had maybe 12 hours to process that I used to be something else.
That was a full day.
How tall are gnomes? 3 feet tall?
Small.
Yeah.
Okay. So she directs you over to the bookshelf, Baroom. Just asks that you walk over. She slides the bookshelf ladder over and gets 2 steps up.
Yeah.
And then just sniffs the gem.
Oh, I feel violated, but I trust her. She's like my mentor.
How'd I not know you were a dwarf?
Am I a dwarf? Was I a dwarf?
You smell like a dwarf.
I think a dwarf lived here before. Sorry.
It was a gnome, wasn't it?
Well, we
Yeah,
don't know. Quick question. I've been transcribing, haven't deciphered a thing, but was it in a language I knew? The only language I know is Dwarven now.
It's not in a language you know.
Okay, I've been transcribing, and I don't think I've shared what I've transcribed with you, Grom. I suspect knowing we were meeting with Rhea, I probably would have brought what I'd transcribed over the course of That's very reasonable.
Sure.
So I'd have been like, I don't know, they were probably whatever reads this. I hand her stack of paper with crazy writing on it.
I'm actually not even certain that.
What, the archivist can't read it?
No, I wasn't certain that you would have been able to read it prior to losing most of your languages.
Okay.
So you show it to her?
Yeah, if she's like, you smell like a dwarf, I would have been like, I don't know what I was, but it could write this. And like, would be like, it's all over me, inside of me.
That's Gnomish.
Oh. I can't read that anymore.
No.
I don't.
No. You smell like a dwarf.
Okay.
You can smell people's souls?
When they're exposed like this, apparently.
I mean, yeah, inside of a gemstone. It would make sense.
So Baroom, you would know this about Rhea. She is a Rivathan, and most Rivathans feel things about objects, and they're... she smells them.
Well, she's also she's like Sonic the Hedgehog, the gnome, right?
She is an Oread, yes.
An Oread. I apologize. I just have that image stuck in my head, but she is a gemstone gnome.
Yes, she has earth elemental blood for some reason. And this manifested in crystalline hair.
So I was
okay, so you smell like a dwarven artifact, and she just thrusts the book that she had at you.
Okay. Can I read the book? Is it in Gnomish?
It's in common?
Can't read that either now. I hand it to Grow.
I'll take it.
Does Rhea speak Dwarven? No.
I'm translating the whole time then.
She has to speak Dwarven. There's no way. Oh, I'm reading her fucking tags. Jesus Christ. She has the tags common gnome, and I was like, oh, these are the languages she speaks. No.
Her ancestry is common?
Yes, she has a common ancestry. Her ancestry is gnome. It then continues, humanoid Oread. I'm like, okay. Medium? That's not right.
What language do you speak, medium?
There's no fucking way she doesn't speak Dwarven. So this whole conversation would have been held in Dwarven, which she probably would have found odd for you.
Well, I'm a giant construct that until I revealed I was Baroom.
This is true. Never mind. I don't have the time or energy to be upset about this.
Oh, that's nice. I only don't have time. I definitely have the energy to be upset about it. Have you ever heard of this happening before?
I'm sure. That's why I have a book on it. It's a thing.
Oh. Grom, what's the title of the book?
What's the title of the book?
It doesn't have one?
Okay. Well, I'll have to do some actual reading later. I don't.
Okay.
I don't know.
Please don't tell anyone. I know you don't have time to tell anyone, but even in passing, don't.
Sure. Okay.
If it makes you feel any better, we have their body, so we can maybe fix it.
This doesn't make me feel better.
Oh, sorry I tried.
It'll make a great story one day.
She just starts sobbing.
Oh no!
I didn't know where else to go. I'm sorry.
I don't have time.
Didn't actually die, if that makes it feel better. I just grew significantly taller.
She points at the book. That's gonna kill you. That's gonna release your soul so you can go to your afterlife.
Oh, well, that sounds point. I don't know. Look,
That very cut out. You sounded underwater,
Yeah, it did.
and I had no idea what you just said.
Okay. I don't know. Baroom is gonna basically like switch to comforting Rhea with all the things that like they would not admit to themselves. So switch to like, well, this is a halfway point. This is actually a good thing, you know, like I still have a chance to fix it. I've been given a second chance, you know, this is okay. Completely ignoring the fact that they've been crashing out saying all the negative things Rhea's saying right now
Sure.
to themselves.
She's just gonna like I can't I don't. She's just gonna hug you as best she can, given the size disparity.
Compartmentalize and deal with it later.
That's what we did. It worked
worked
out
real
perfectly.
Great. It worked out perfectly. There were no side effects. There were no negative side effects.
Yep.
Nope.
Good luck. And grabs another book off the shelf that she has been like every once in a while throughout this conversation, as she's trying to process all of this, she's occasionally scanning the shelves. As she takes her leave, she just grabs a book.
Okay, Grom, you have to read
Thanks
me a
for
bedtime story.
this. I guess we go back to. Well, I guess you have to put your armor on first and your cloak. We have to wait a few minutes in the office here.
Okay, yeah, I don my armor.
Yep.
And then I recloak.
Okay. Alright.
And then I let Grom read to me. Because I can't read anything but Dwarven.
I think we have to go back to the safe house. I'm taking the book and we're
Sorry,
leaving.
to clarify. At the safe house, you read to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long story short, this is... So I described it as a book, but it's probably more accurately a folio. Basically just a sheet of leather wrapping a bunch of sheets of paper. You seem confused about this, Aren.
No, I'm not confused by this. I'm now picturing this as a research thesis, not a book.
Okay. It is probably more accurately a spell scroll, but it's a ritual.
Okay.
And you are able to decipher it. It is of a level that you're capable of casting. I assume Grom has one of the requisite. Yeah. You can decide amongst yourselves who the primary there's a question mark of like you can have secondary casters, but you don't necessarily. But it's not and or because you can't have secondary casters without a primary caster. You can decide who the primary caster is, and you can decide if you have secondary casters. It is a ritual that literally just removes a soul from an object. It is not pleasant for the soul. It is not a comfortably pass on to your afterlife in the way that haunts have a reason that they exist. This is not resolving that reason in any capacity. It's just saying, get the fuck out of here.
It's exorcism.
I think in this world, exorcism is frequently getting to the bottom of a haunt and resolving the problem.
Okay. And this doesn't resolve anything. It's more of an eviction.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. As we decipher that, Baroom's like, no. I'd like to stay alive in whatever capacity I can.
I mean, I think the next step is going to have to be twofold. It is removing your soul from the gem, allowing it to pass on. Excuse me.
Bless you.
And then bringing it back and having it re-inhabit a different physical form.
I don't want a different form. I want my form.
Whether that's the body that you previously inhabited or a new body. It's a different physical form than the one that you are currently in.
I mean, there is that resurrection that...
Sure, but I think for that you have to have passed on.
Is that... I, Aren, don't know how resurrection works in Pathfinder. Is that you have to have a dead soul, or are you supposed to be holding a soul? How does it work?
You call a soul from the beyond.
Okay, so I would have to go beyond to be called from there. Otherwise, it would be get voicemail.
Sorry, the
we'll
great
make
beyond.
sure that we have step 2 in place before we perform step 1. But I think unless you want to stay within this form, which for now is fine, but some people might attest to that here coming up shortly.
What level is the resurrection ritual that we found on Scabrellon? Do we have that around?
It is a 3rd rank ritual, which requires 5th level casters. Or a 5th level
so
primary caster.
Bare minimum, none of us can do it right now.
Correct.
So, mechanically speaking, I have a level to think about it. Not mechanically speaking. Baroom's like, it's not ancestry. What tradition of magic is that spell? Occultism only, or what is resurrection?
Rituals, as far as I'm aware, no longer have traditions.
Okay. Then Baroom would say functionally, like, I only trust you or Archie to cast that spell. So, until you feel like you have the skill set to cast that spell, we're just gonna have to wait.
Okay.
I guess then one of you would have to cast the Get Rid of Me spell, and the other one would have to cast the No Wait Come Back spell.
I mean, hours can pass between the two without detrimental effect.
But I, Baroom's soul, would know that you let me be dead for years.
I was saying hours, like the time
know
it
you
takes
said.
to. Apparently souls travel to the boneyard.
Oh, okay. Unless, what? Don't you, if you have like a specific deity, go to like their afterlife or something, or?
I don't know how much of this is common knowledge and how much of this is just things that the DM is allowed to know. But your soul goes to the boneyard, where you meet with a psychopomp. You meet with a psychopomp whose job is to ferry you to your appropriate afterlife. If there is a god willing to take you, you will meet with a god who belongs to that, or a psychopomp who belongs to that god. Otherwise, Pharasma sends one of her psychopomps who escort you to the Wall of the Faithless. No, that's D&D. I have no idea what the fuck happens in Pathfinder.
Probably just... Sorry, Jordan's joke hit me like 3 seconds late. So I was like, yeah, psychopomp is a thing, and there's this god, and then bone yard. Okay.
Yeah, I do not know where atheists go in Pathfinder.
Okay.
Oh, cool. You go to the Graveyard of Souls. It is a kind of quarantine where you help repel the Groetus, a monstrous entity that Pharasma sometimes feeds to. That is not... What? I'm confused.
So if you have a deity, your soul goes to the boneyard. But if you don't, it goes to the soul yard.
I'm so thoroughly confused. Apparently most atheists are reincarnated. Cause your job in life is to find a god. And you failed, so do it again.
Which seems counterproductive if you can learn that in life. Because that seems like a great way to just be like, oh, cheat code.
Yeah.
Just keep living.
Yeah, I'm just... I mean, you don't retain any memories prior to reincarnation, so...
So we have step 1. We have get Baroom from the crystal.
We have that.
We have step 2. Put Baroom back in a physical form. We just can't do step 2 yet.
And Baroom is not willing to try and find somebody who's a 5th level can cast, or not willing to find someone who can cast 3rd level rituals. It has to be you or Archie. They're just uncomfortable with.
That poses problems. Like namely that Krohan wants to present the dagger in 10 days.
Yeah. So level grind. Let's kill rats. No, Baroom is at this point like Krohan's the entire journey back. Krohan's lack of empathy for the situation. Baroom's like, no, fucking present a pommelless dagger, fuckface. No. My problems are bigger than your fucking knife.
I know, it's a pretty big knife.
It's most of the treasured object. Just say you lost it. I mean, that's not even a lie. You did lose it. Yeah, Baroom has no intention of helping Krohan get the rest of the pommel gem. Unless Krohan finds a better way to get Baroom out.
There is still the possibility that Krohan's contact can help.
Yeah. If Krohan's contact can help and knows more than Rhea in this weird niche sort of area of study, totally cool. Baroom's willing to listen. But like Krohan's like, well, no, we have to get you out. I need the gem. No, fuck you, buddy. Baroom is like slowly
Now you know
coming
how
onto
I
Grom's
felt.
He can present the dagger.
The other
So-
one would be if we trust the Ash Cult enough to investigate and see if there's any aid there.
Or info. Aid seems like a stretch from a cult, but information.
So, Baroom is uncomfortable with anyone other than Grom or Archie casting the Leshy heavy reincarnate.
Strictly because they just feel like the fact that their pommel gem is the High King target pommel gem, like it feels like there are too many outside interests that functionally Baroom's like, I'm willing for somebody to kill me because I trust you'll bring me back. And the only people that I really trust care about me to bring me back are Archie and Grom. So I would not want to...
But that's the ritual that they can cast.
Correct, but I would not want to submit to the ritual they can cast until I know that the people I trust can cast the ritual to bring me back. If that makes sense.
It makes sense to me, like, logically, academically, and I'm struggling to figure out how the game moves forward. Because, like, you just leveled up. You're not going to level up for a while now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go pee while I think about this.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know what the best way to resolve this is.
Yeah, we still have a couple of options of leads to follow, but the Ash Cult need to be very circumspect. They don't want to... They find out about Tall Baroom, they're probably going to want them or use that for themselves.
I think Tall Baroom is no good without the pommel gem. Because the whole thing is powered by the soul within the gem.
Unless we can find a different gem.
Oh, yeah, we didn't ask Rhea if she had a put a soul in a gem spell.
Still doesn't help us with the second half of our problem. Of bringing you back into a new body.
Yeah, because if we found like another gem or another soul container that could power the constructs, then it would be like Yeah,
Here,
basically.
you take the important dwarven artifact back. And
it'd just be for swapping out the artifact. But Baroom would still be stuck in the construct.
yeah, I think for clarity's sake, I don't think the only person who can cast Resurrection is Grom or Archie. I think it's Baroom would have to be convinced to trust that somebody else would bring them back. That's kind of where they stand. Like, you've been through enough. I trust Grom and Archie. If you had the ability to cast the spell to resurrect me, you would. And so I'm willing to die for that.
So I was just doing a quick Google to see if there is any magic that exists that is second or first rank that can unkill a person, and no, reincarnate is the lowest, by far. Like, Raise Dead is a 6th rank spell. Resurrect is a 5th rank ritual. 6th rank? 5th rank. Did it used to be 6th? Is that why? No, it used to be 5. That they're just dumb. And then there's a bunch of level like 16 through 20 items and feats that can bring someone back from the dead.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so what's the problem?
I think for the next few days, I would like to do work in the hospital.
Okay.
And see if while I'm there, I can establish relationships with somebody who might be able to cast the type of magic we're looking for.
Okay. For the sake of just for the sake of game balance and essentially preventing you from doing 2 downtime activities simultaneously,
I will forego earning income in favor of.
That's what I was.
Yes, I will forego earning income in favor of establishing a relationship.
Okay. I'm just going to do some back of the envelope math and say that it's going to take you a week of succeeding at this to establish good relationships.
Okay.
It's like 1 check, but it's going to take a week.
Okay.
So let's get a medicine check. It's DC 20.
So now
okay.
you're volunteering your medicine checks to...
Right.
Okay, that makes sense.
I am going to hero point this. This is...
It's public.
Okay, cool. I'll decide that in a second then.
Yep.
I'm going to hero point that.
It's DC 20.
Yeah, but I could critically succeed. No, it's fine.
Let's say that regular success. I don't know what this downtime activity looks like. I'm not going to look it up. I can guess. I'm gonna say that a success makes them friendly, whereas a critical success makes them helpful.
Okay.
So you choose if you want to risk failing to fish for a critical success. I mean, critical success is 30. Like that's an 18 or higher. Okay.
So I needed the one middling roll. The other one could have been an extreme roll. Either way.
Yeah. So you've got a contact. I'm looking things up.
Who knew dying is so complicated?
Right. Okay. Just don't mind me just generating, entire persons on a whim. So you go ahead.
It's okay because at some point in this week, Krohan shows up with his contact and everything's fine.
Uh-huh. So what's everyone else doing?
For a week?
For a week.
I suppose for part of the day that we were reading the folio spells, I could have copied all of the notes that Baroom had transcribed from Gnome into Dwarf, and I don't know what this. I don't read Gnomish. Never mind.
You do
I was
not.
gonna say I could do that, but I can't.
You can't.
The only one that could do that is Archie, and he's busy.
He's busy.
Do we need Archie to give up a day or two of?
If I was making money, I would say sure, but I think this is more important.
What do cloud dragons do? Well, speak. If it's Gnomish and Dwarven, I'm gonna ask a favor of the dragon, and that's how I'm gonna probably wind up spending the week.
They speak Common, Draconic, and Ciceran.
That's not helpful. None of those languages are helpful.
No.
Okay.
I love Ciceran.
What is that language?
Cicerus is the sound that wind makes. It is the language of the elemental plane of air.
That's incredible. Oh, that's good. That's A+. A+ Pathfinder. Good job.
Cicerus is a soft murmuring or whispering sound.
Yeah.
Amazing. Apparently water can be said to create Cicerus, but fuck you. It's the elemental plane of air. Bitch is a cloud dragon.
Okay. Then no, I don't have anybody. So maybe ask Archie for a day of his time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
I was like, Archie would take a day off and do some transcribing work. And also by like day 6 or 7 of Crowhan not showing up, Archie's starting to get a little. He really wants the pommel gem. He hasn't shown up yet. I have a bet Archie doesn't trust Crowhan.
None of us trust him anymore?
Oh no.
Was it just Baroom that trusted him?
I think Grom stopped trusting him when he asked for Grom's clan dagger.
I was starting to warm up to him too. It was really sad. It's really unfortunate timing.
I thought long and hard about how he would act.
It was very valid from like how his character, like, it's very valid. Just it had consequences.
Yep.
I mean, at the end, I didn't dislike him so much. I mean, I gave him the dagger before we got back to the city, so like there was that level of, I guess, trust in him at that point.
Mm-hmm. That he wouldn't immediately lose it again.
That he wouldn't. Yeah, we were already up the hole. Like, where was he gonna lose it?
Okay.
We're gonna find out during the clan meeting. What's it called?
Family Festival.
Thank you, family.
So Archie, of the 7 days, you're gonna take 1 to transcribe some stuff, 6 to continue crafting. So this is days 4 through 10, and you now have 8 days of crafting. There are 3 days remaining. You're not gonna get to that magic 12, so it's buy 3, get 1 for 93% off.
Yeah, it's still a pretty good discount.
Pretty good discount. What's Baroom doing for a week?
Once the notes are in Gnomish and Dwarvish, try and begin to sort of unravel. Is it decipher the downtime action? Whatever it is, try to unravel what these notes are and discover whatever they can about the soul that escaped when I got stuck in here.
Okay. So decipher writing is 1 minute to 1 hour per page, and this produced about 100 pages of text.
Great, that's a week.
That's a fucking week.
Yep.
Yeah. Fuck. I am curious. So, I don't know how I feel about the skills that it suggests. Like, it's like Arcana for magic or science. Like, what if it's occult magic? Wouldn't that be occultism?
Do I get any of my lore skills, but at the lower DC because my mind's fucked up? Okay.
No, you do.
My lore's gone?
No, this isn't recall knowledge, so you can't. Oh, any of your lore skills.
Yeah.
Well, the only one of your lore skills that would apply is Bardic lore, but this isn't recall knowledge, which is the only thing you can use Bardic lore for.
Gotcha.
I think it's gonna be Arcana.
What's Talbaroom's Arcana? 7. Okay. To just try and slowly, methodically decipher this?
Yep.
Is that secret or public?
It is secret. And I'm gonna say that this is 1 check per day.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Do you want me to roll 7 times?
I want you to roll, and we'll see, if you want to keep rolling.
Okay. Well, we're gonna hero point the first one because fuck it. I just
Great.
can't fail the first day. I don't want to fail the first day.
Well, bad news is you failed the first day.
Okay.
And on a failure for decipher writing is you can't understand the text and you get a -2 circumstance penalty to further checks to decipher it.
Okay. Tomorrow's gonna be great.
Let's go again.
I just keep failing.
That is a failure.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want me to keep rolling?
If you're willing to just throw your face at it,
Just to be clear, yes. Baroom has this is
then
his,
keep rolling.
this is their. Is it a cumulative -2?
No.
Okay, because circumstance bonuses can't stack.
Bonuses and penalties cannot stack. You can stack a bonus and a penalty of the same type, but you can't stack penalties of the same type or bonuses of the same. That's a failure.
Yep.
Okay. So you figure out on day 4 finally that this one thing that was just evading you, and you kept cross-referencing from here to here to here to here to here, trying to figure out what the fuck this one goddamn thing meant. And it turns out that she was trying to figure out how to get the sensation of eating food despite living inside of a construct. And this is just this section of the treatise.
Yeah. Okay. So a section of the treatise is on a section of the scribbled notes is on trying to be more present.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. Is that a -2 or a -4?
No.
Okay.
Because you're just gonna move on. Keep try on the next section.
Try on the next section. Yep.
That's a failure. God,
Yeah,
you're just rolling dog shit.
I need you to understand, Baroom doesn't give a fuck. This is
Okay.
all they are now. I
Okay.
Aren, know I am just rolling dice.
Yeah.
It is a choice.
Okay, so Archie took a day to transcribe this.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3,
Which means
4.
you get 6 days.
Yeah.
This time it's a very, very different scenario, and you get the impression that this whole 30-page chunk is about finding a way to get the fuck out of this goddamn gemstone. And
Okay.
utterly failing. Repeatedly.
Just make a little clip or fold those 30 pages over. Be like, all of these things didn't work.
Great.
These are all unsuccessful means. Don't try any of these.
Yep. I will point out that the first section also nothing worked.
About eating? The sensation of eating?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing about every segment of the inside of this gemstone is covered in writing struck me as methodical and effective.
Fair.
The
Sure.
crazy writing over all the walls inside your prison doesn't suggest anything was working.
Mm-mm. not so much. Okay. All right. So at the end of the week, Grom, you have you are convinced that you have made a friend of Sister Heldrina Gloombrace, a priestess of Drangvit, who works with and or for Clan Oridus. And over the course of that week, you semi-inadvertently learn that the casting of reincarnate within city bounds is actually generally illegal, and that she is one of few people who are licensed to do so.
Good. This is a good person to
Yeah.
get a relationship with.
Yep.
It's illegal?
Yeah. Dwarven souls are crafted by Torog for a purpose. And when they have fulfilled that purpose, they are to return to Torog. And reincarnating those souls is anathema. Anathema.
Man. Yeah. What if you die early?
That was part of Torog's plan.
Ow!
Okay. Before explaining the situation to her, I would discuss this with Baroom and Archie in the room, I guess, after his daily crafting.
Okay. I mean, it's got a simmer. I got a minute.
Yeah.
This is a possibility or a path that we could take. I have developed a relationship with someone that has the ability and the authority by which to cast this reincarnation spell.
Would she cast it, cast the version that we have?
I have not brought this to her. I wanted to make sure that you were okay with this before looping her in further.
Okay. How much does it cost to be reincarnated? This also might be maybe not us being level 5, but definitely gonna take us a minute to afford that. I don't know how much reincarnation.
Well, if a second level spell was 7 gold, or second rank spell, and a 5th rank spell was 80 gold, somewhere probably in the middle there, it might be 20 gold plus materials.
I'm failing to see. There's the cost. So the cost of materials for reincarnate is rare herbs worth a total value of the target's level times 25 gold pieces.
Oh.
So 100 gold for the material components. And then a third rank spell is 18 gold, but that's a spell, not a ritual. Spells that take longer than a minute to cast are double. So 36. So 136.
So we should earn income or figure out somebody who needs us to do something with a lump sum before.
Or sell an item you don't need. I feel like you have so many items you don't need.
That's very valid.
Yeah, I mean, we got, it looks like 6, depending on how much the ventriloquist rings go for, 63-ish gold from selling stuff. Just out of the party stash.
Yeah, I'm gonna start dumping stuff.
I mean, there's a
Okay.
chrysoberyl for 10 gold, a small slate slab containing a fossilized snake for 4 gold, garnet for 5 gold. The belt
Guess we could sell the
buckle,
belt buckle.
which does go with your outfit, but like,
But the slab also came from the Cloud Dragon.
sure. You still have that promissory note you could.
Yeah, someone besides
Finally
Archie
collect
needs
on?
to deal with that.
Oh, I got it. Here, just let's sell the diplomat's badge.
Yeah. Archie also still has the climbing bolt, which is another 15 gold. But
So right now we're looking to make sure that we have enough for the resurrection, and then Archie still has to pay for the rest of his
That's also what I'm concerned
potions.
I mean, very technically, Archie can just stop crafting for a bit, and we don't have to pay that. It would be 13 gold if I get 11 days of crafting.
Yep.
Also, real quick, thing to spend money on. We have to find somebody who can pull the striking rune off of the whip, right?
Archie
Because
can do
none
that.
of
Archie can.
That's another day of Archie where we lose money, right? That's where I was kind of going with that.
Yeah, but like that can happen anytime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's part of the magical crafting thing is Archie can now, although we'd have to buy, well, you can move a rune
You
to
can move
another.
it from one item to another. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I more thought that if it takes you a day to pull a rune off of the whip, then the crafting will get more expensive, aka it costs us money to pull the striking rune off. That's where I was going with that.
But you also have to have a potency rune to be able to put a striking rune.
Yep. Which the Stickleberry sticker already has.
Okay, but it doesn't have. Okay, yeah, so we can move it.
We could make.
Ooh, my weapon could get better?
Yes. But if it's as efficient as you make it sound, which I did not think it was, throw that in the to-do later pile.
The price of the transfer is
10%.
10% of the rune's price. And it takes 1 day.
Don't we have like a cube of copper or something?
I threw it in the. It's a die with garnet chips in it or something.
Garnet
I threw that
pips.
in the treasure already. Garnet pips, not chips. Thank you.
Oh, okay. That's what they called. Okay.
Yeah. And I've just so the formula books. Archie would have just had Squire learn those formulas.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just gonna delete them off my sheet unless there's
Sure.
reason. Okay.
I mean, you're literally feeding them to Squire, so like
Yeah.
they're gone.
Yep. Oh, I just want to make sure before I hit the delete button of, oh no, don't delete that.
You could sell the Black
Not-
Moon coin.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have a Black Dune coin. That's a copper.
Not for that. I feel like that feels like a MacGuffin worth keeping.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably something Archie definitely should not just be carrying around. But it's a good luck token for him now.
It's a good luck token. Matt, am putting the Wand of Fear in the stash. Feel free to take that.
And I have a cantrip
Fear's
card
pretty
also.
dope. Fear is one of those spells that just scales really well, and by that I mean like it's
Dude.
just always good.
So you have to have a spell on your. Do you have to have the spell on your list to be able to cast? So I think staffs you do. Or is it you just need to be able to
cast a spell from a
one
wand,
of
it
those?
must be on your spell list.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does it have to be on my known spells or just
Nope.
an occult spell?
Occult spell.
Okay, yeah. So
So the Wand of Fear has the occult and primal traits, but when the spell is cast, Archie, if you cast it, it's occult. Grom, if you cast it, it's primal. It also has arcane and divine, apparently. Yeah, fear is just on every tradition.
Yeah. Archie would wrap that unless Grom wanted it, but yeah.
If we sell the diplomat's badge and then like all of the treasure things we have, except for the fossilized snake, we're pretty much there.
So, yeah. If we do need it, the alchemist goggles are 100 gold.
Yeah, I
was gonna say Archie would like them to be able to keep.
Yeah, I feel like the diplomat's badge is like it makes Baroom good at the thing that Baroom is good at, and the alchemist goggles make Archie good at the thing that Archie is good at. Like, those feel like things you should keep and not get rid of just because you need money.
yeah.
I feel like you easily have enough money otherwise.
Yeah, so I've put everything in the stash. The spores, Archie would rather burn those than sell those.
Yeah, that does feel like we will be creating the BBEG if we sell these. That feels like it'll come back in book 3 to bite us in the ass.
Keep in mind that anything in the treasure category sells for 100%.
Oh, no shit. Well, don't sell the moldy letter or the note.
Sure.
How much gold can we get for our 26 gold pieces?
I hate you.
That puts us to what, one?
Alright, so then I'll take
24.
the diplomat's badge back.
Yeah, it looks like if we sell all the treasures, we should be able to keep the fossilized snake
Did we
and
just
sell
like
the
snake?
ventriloquist. The cloud dragon gave it to us as a gift for hanging out with them.
I thought the cloud dragon gave me the religious symbol of Torag and silver.
That too.
I thought that was.
Or was that Helden?
Is that how? Yeah, I thought it was Halden.
Okay.
But
Not specifically Helden, but that was from thankful members of Clan Tolor for your assistance at the Tolor Crypts.
Got it. Cool.
That didn't get me into the library? God damn.
Yeah.
And it was specifically for not destroying any urns or ossuaries.
It would take a very specific kind of person to think, oh, everyone in this crypt, every ghost in this crypt is upset. Let's smash it more.
The graffiti creatures are weak against damage dealt to the thing that they're on. So
They're also weak to being washed away.
True.
We can also sell the cantrip cards.
Are they valuable once opened?
It says they're worth 5 gold. I think that's for a pack of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I have
Can we
And
sell
I-
4 for 4 gold?
Sure.
I'm genuine. I would get rid of 5 of my cards for
Great.
the month. Great.
Incredible.
Oh wow, you a whole bunch.
Archie's over here like, ooh, I need to take some of those.
No, Archie already did that. It took
No,
all the occult ones.
We took
Okay.
everything useful and already gave it to Archie.
Got it.
Yeah, I got nothing else really of value that I'm not using.
Yeah, I think I'm good. Basically, selling off everything that's in the stash, except for the thieves' toolkit. We probably want to hang on to, and the spores, and the climbing bolt is nice, but
Let's see if we can. Does someone just have to sit down and do the math? And can we do that off stream?
Oh god, we're way over time. Jesus.
I'm aware. That's why I was like,
I did not. I was not aware. Thank you for pointing out.
I'm very
the
sorry. I
timing.
should have pointed that out.
No, you're good. Like I knew that we were approaching time. Like, what felt like 10 minutes ago was apparently not. Shopping episodes are hard.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for being here. We're gonna continue doing our shopping episode after we end the stream. Thanks. If you're watching us on Twitch, check us out on YouTube. Watching on YouTube, check us out on Twitch. We're live every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. British Standard Time, and also 11 p.m. UTC, I think. It's midnight British Standard Time, but 11 UTC. I don't know. Time zones are hard. And either way, join our Discord, discord.thegildedtroll.tv. Still haven't figured out how to do HTTPS, but we'll figure it out eventually, maybe. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time.